vigilant.
We have over 600 volunteers out there assisting the community, supported by Australian Defence Force. We've also got resources in from the ACT, Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia and Western Australia to assist us.
A state funeral will be held for cricket legend Shane Warne. His family has accepted the offer from the PM and the Victorian government, with the details to be finalised in coming days. His body will be returned to Australia after an autopsy in Thailand. It's been revealed the cricket legend was suffering from chest pains days before flying over. A mass evacuation of Ukrainian citizens has been put on hold, with Russia abandoning a ceasefire agreement and stepping up aerial attacks. Emergency services are reporting casualties from a missile strike which hit homes north of the capital. The Ukrainian president has thanked Australia for its support in funds for military equipment and humanitarian aid. Scott Morrison speaking to Volodymyr Zelensky overnight. And Adelaide has today been struck by a magnitude 3.8 earthquake. There have been no reports of injuries or damage to buildings.
Having trouble with rats and mice in your home? Talon Rat and Mouse Killer kills Rodust one feed. Take back control of your home and try Talon from your supermarket today.
A shower or two for Melbourne today, down to 15 tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow, chasing 24 degrees. Cloudy skies on Tuesday and Wednesday. Our listener app is the new home of Triple M. Join up to listen live or on demand now.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
We've been hearing the traditional tough talk all off-season.
Put on some size, doing really well.
Yeah, he's electrifying.
And it's nearly time to put up or shut up.
Welcome to the big league, young man! Set right on his ass!
But first, it's the traditional pre-season hit-out.
Sharp start!
With traditional big moments.
What a grab!
This is the AAMI Community Series for Ream Hot Water and McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy.
Yes, and we're at Optus Stadium this afternoon. There is no one in the house aside from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in the Triple M commentary box. Lockie Reid with you this afternoon, and I'll introduce you to the cast in just a moment. But as I said, no one allowed inside Optus Stadium for this Western Derby pre-season game. West Coast in all sorts of trouble before the season's even started, and Fremantle looking the goods. They'll make the 8. They might even win the premiership. Triple Embley, welcome to you.
G'day, Lockie. Good afternoon, listeners. Certainly lots of optimism around the Fremantle Dockers at the moment. They have had a good pre-season, the complete opposite to the West Coast Eagles. They've got some players in the side at the moment. Jordan Clark, very good last week. His run and carry from half back, I think, is something that Fremantle will really look forward to. Hayden Young, they've got some really exciting kids, and they just seem to be up and about at the moment. So they've missed finals. Well, geez, I haven't played since 2015, I don't think. And I think from a Fremantle perspective, they have to be starting this season believing that their best is good enough to finish in the top 8.
Andrew Embley, there's only one reason why they're up and about so early in the season.
Yes, I know
a guy that
reason
used to
why.
wear number, what did he wear, 2?
He started with
West
19,
Coast, started
yes,
with 19,
and then he thought he'd have a good couple of years, so he went to the club and said, listen, it's time to put me number 2 now.
Yeah, and then won a premiership with the West
Yes,
Coast
he did
Eagles.
that, yeah.
And then he said that stuff afterwards. We won't even bring that up. But anyway, Mark Lacroix, hello and welcome. You've been part of Fremantle over the last month or two, just preparing him for this season.
Yeah, hey boys, thanks for having me. I wasn't going to mention, but how good were the small forwards? Fremantle, tell me what. I mean, some of that stuff I've been telling them has just rubbed off over the pre-season. But no, they're exciting. Yeah, they have got a lot of youth coming through. The guys really driving the culture down there are sort of in that age bracket between 25 and under, which I think in terms of a list perspective is really exciting for them. So they're looking to build over the next couple of years, and I think this year will be a real year of improvement for them.
So we've spoken about the Fremantle Dockers. What about your old team, Lecker? A little embarrassing last week.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would have gone into that game just hoping to get through, and it doesn't help when you get 3 injuries or significant injuries in the first 2 quarters. So, they'll be disappointed with that, but I mean, it's been a disappointing couple of months, really. There's been plenty going on at the footy club, really struggling for numbers to get out on the field today. If you're on the list and you didn't get a game today, you'd be really questioning your spot. But, I mean, they'll be looking to bounce back. They were embarrassed last week, and a few senior guys out there still that will, hoping to hold their head high today and put in a good performance.
So, Embers, when you finish off the year with a Melbourne premiership, which was one of the great days of all time, and you say goodbye to a legend in Dennis Cometti.
Yes.
recruiting-wise, you really sort of read yourself up and you spend big, go after all the big names.
It was on Gumtree. We went countrywide. We looked for the absolute best. The amount of nominations, the amount of people that actually went for the job, it was just incredible.
Some great names put their hands up, didn't they?
Some huge names put their hands up.
Yeah.
So,
because everyone wanted to work with you and
of course, and yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And we finish up with this bloke over here, Tommy Atkinson.
I'm like the Tom Joyce and Patrick Nation of commentary. I've just somehow slid my way in.
Stephen Bradbury, you reckon? Everyone's sort of fallen over. Because there were a few people that actually I thought were ahead of you.
Let's see how smart you are. Name one of them.
Andrew Embley.
Dan Leach.
Dan Leach, Leach was in there, yeah.
Sports freak.
That's a low blow.
Yes.
No, happy to be here, Locke.
Yep, great to have you here, mates. Looking forward to this game, of course, and also we go the big names too. We don't just muck around with you two. We're very West Coast orientated today. But anyway...
hang on. Mark McGrath's Fremantle now. So he's at Fremantle.
I'm not there anymore.
Doesn't matter. He's Fremantle.
If they go well, he'll be... waving the
if
purple
Nat
flag.
5 starts kicking goals this year, it's all to do with this guy on my right, Mark LaCroix.
And the man on the boundary who's amongst all his fans is Hamish Brayshaw. Welcome to you, mate.
Thanks, Lockie. Yeah, good to be here amongst the people. Sitting down here on the boundary.
How many people alongside you there?
One, and I'm looking at Pav on the boundary, so real nice crowd.
Hey, Hayne, what have you made of the West Coast Eagles and the Fremantle Dockers over the pre-season, watching from inside the four walls? I know you're involved at West Coast, but tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, well, I mean, I work at West Coast, so I see them train every other day, and their contest work has looked very good. Unfortunately, they've been ravaged by injuries, as everyone's well aware. And then from afar, looking at Freo, I've just seen my little brother get fitter and fitter by the looks of things, so I think Lek has done some pretty good work with him. So, no, I think they're primed for a really good year, and hopefully West Coast can sort of right the wrong of last week, but it might be tough.
Did you do the 100-100s at Christmas, or did you, now that you're sort of a...
I did the mythical 100-100-100s, Lockie, right. So I did the 100-100s at about 100 kilos, so I knocked up the triple there.
Very nice, mate. Looking forward to hearing from you down on the boundary. As we said, West Coast last week got absolutely pummeled. They did lose a couple of players in the game. Dom Sheed went down within minutes of the opening bounce. A couple of other midfielders all fell over, and Elliot Yeo now won't be playing rounds 1 and 2. We're hoping that Chewy might play round 1, probably round 2. It's just a mess at the moment, injury-wise. Have you seen a club so ravaged by injury in the lead up to a season? I know sometimes it happens in the back half of a year and they put players aside and they go in surgery and prepare for the next year. This is the start of the year.
Yeah, not like this. I haven't seen it in my time in footy. I mean, they're just really struggling to put a team together at the moment, to the point where they get a couple of new guys come in the past couple of days, and all senior quality players as well. It's going to make life tough for the likes of West Coast out there today.
So no Shuey, Cripps, Allen, Yeo, Sheed, Duggan, Cole, Chesser, Clark, Darling, Waterman, Edwards and Edwards.
Okay, so go through those names again and tell me who will be available rounds 1 and 2.
Shuey's a maybe.
Yep, he's more round 2. He won't play round 1.
And I think Liam Duggan is coming good.
He's coming back from that knee. So
Waterman will be a yes.
Yep.
And I reckon both Edwards will be a yes. And the rest are all no.
So, yeah, Cripps mid-season. Yo's round 3 or 4.
So Cripps no, Allen Yeo, Yeo for Sheed mid-season, Cole mid-season, Clark who knows, Chesser. Whispered he could be out for the season.
Yeah, I think he's out for the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the
Darling's
first round pick they've had, and Darling's not coming back.
Yeah.
And
do you know something there, Lecker?
Unless he gets back, unless they change the rules, I'm assuming he's not coming back.
Have you spoken to Jack Darling?
I have spoken to him. Yeah.
How's he travelling?
I think he's been better. Yeah, it's probably a conversation that I'd rather just keep between us, just for his privacy.
Is he optimistic that
publicly.
he'll play this year, though? Like, is he thinking that he can still come back and play?
I think he would like to play,
yeah.
But the logistics at the moment are stopping him from doing that. So, like I said, I won't sort of divulge into what we spoke about because he hasn't come out and spoke publicly.
But Triple Envy.
That's a hard-hitting questions here.
Well, there's people around the country that I think are very
interested. Rush Hour got his own show now. He's throwing all the hard questions
about what Jack Darling's going to do.
60 minutes or something.
Unbelievable.
Like just goes, I don't want to talk about it, and Ember's just
Throws in for
You taught me all you knew, Lockie. You're pinching me under the table to ask him another question, aren't you?
All right, here we go. They're setting themselves up, folks. It is the West Coast Eagles up against Fremantle. Don't expect any cheers, although there are about 7 or 8 Fremantle Docker players sitting down to the right of us, so they may cheer when there's a goal. Let's get this game underway. It's the second derby of the pre-season before we get stuck into round 1. Here's Tommy Atkinson to get us underway.
Yeah, good to see Willie Rioli back and straight into the midfield with the yellow boots as Darcy and Nat Newey go at it. And it's come out wide here to Brayshaw. A little handball on the ground to Henry. He's on the wing this season. Nat Newey dives in, gets a hand pass out, comes to Ryan. He can't gather. West, he's tackled, loses control of the ball in the middle of the ground. And the umpire's going to come in and ball it up. So Willie Rioli starting in the centre, kicked a nice little check side goal in his return last week. It's Nat Newey wins it down. Redden tries to play for a free kick. Comes out to Nick Nat, who just puts it on the left boot, out towards Jordan Clark. He just paddles it in front of him, half back for Freo. Hand passes back and finds Pearce. Pearce goes short, beautiful kick. The mark's taken by Henry.
Henry has it, right half back. No score on the board. We've gone a little under a minute here at Optus Stadium. He'll go short again. They'll keep possession. This is Brodie, one of the new guys at the Fremantle Dockers. He's still at right half back. He'll kick it down the line looking for the tall timber. Nat Newey's there, so too Barris, and Barris is a big fist, and he punches it over the boundary line at left half back for West Coast.
I'm looking forward to seeing what West Coast ball movement is like this year. I felt like they were one of the teams to really not adjust to the mark rule last year. They were a little bit slow, and they really got caught out. So my understanding, they've worked really hard on this during the pre-season to move that ball a lot quicker than they did last year.
Tied to the boundary, another possession for Brodie. Kicks up towards half forward, top of the 50. Hearn takes the mark from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Kicks out towards the boundary. Nelson on the end of it. He wants to switch play through his defensive 50. McGovern gathers, 30 out from his defensive goal. Now told to play on. He comes through the middle of the ground. This needs to be real good. Logue's there to try and intercept. Taps it down. Sarong leaves it for Young. Then he shrugs off the tackle nicely. Good strength there. Back to Sarong, to Brodie. Kicks out in front of Taberner. Lets the ball bounce. Gather. 70 metres out. Goes short to Sarong, and Sarong takes the mark.
Yeah, wants to come in ball quickly to Sarong. He's held up here and now comes short to Hayden Young. He's got such a damaging left foot. Inside the centre square with big Nick Nat on the mark. Young just pierces one inside 50, looking for a big lob. He can't mark through his hands, out the back to Hearn. He hand passes and goes back towards West Coast here, and Langdon goes short and finds Kelly. Kelly at centre half back, plays on and finds big Jaco. Lecker's good mate, just going around again for another season. He goes short and finds Redden on the near side wing, right in front of the commentary box. Jack Redden. Slow things up and goes short again to Kennedy. So Kennedy has it right in front of our commentary box here on the wing. Josh Kennedy. Umpire wants him to move it on, and he goes sideways. Finds Witherden. Nowhere to go again. Just tries to run around Taberner and goes down the line. Shocking kick in between 3 Dockers, but Kelly's got it over the back. Left foot goes deep. Here's Petruccelli, the big flyer, can't mark, and he's given away a free kick. He'll go to Hayden Young right at fullback for Freo.
Just didn't need to do that, Petruccelli. The kick was to his advantage. Just needed to use his body and just work his opponent, Young, underneath the football. He would have run back onto it if he didn't mark it and run into an open goal.
Schultz has taken the mark, left half back. No score at all at the moment. 3.5 minutes gone in this derby. Kick towards the boundary line. It's not a bad one. Taberner on the end of it. Make sure you grab hold of the 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack. That's very tasty. As Taberner still has it. Still no score. There's lots of slow ball movement from both teams at the moment, Lecker, as Ryan will take a mark, and now Clark with it at half back.
Yeah, it's an interesting tactic that West Coast are going in with. Like Embers said, I think they're trying to speed up their ball movement all pre-season, but they are really trying to control the footy at the moment. They went in with the same game plan last year against Freo, and it didn't really work. I think it's interesting seeing them revert back to old tactics when they're not going well at the moment. So
Fremantle have worked it from half back down inside attacking 50, and Schultz has taken the mark. The short pass was Taberner, and free and standing all on his own. Switkowski has taken the mark. Elite player in the competition, Sam Switkowski.
He is. I've actually seen a lot of him this pre-season down at Fremantle, and I didn't know a lot about him before I went down there, but some of the stuff he does with his running patterns, his pressure, the way he reads the footy really early, I can see as an elite standard. He hasn't had a good run at it injury-wise, but if he can stay on the park, and if he can hit the scoreboard a bit more, I think he'll be right up there in the comp with some of the elite small forwards.
We're right behind it for Switkowski, and he's pushed it to the right-hand side. Just a minor score for the Fremantle Dockers. 5 gone in this first term on the Triple M scoreboard, and with thanks to Ream Hot Water, steady, hot and strong. Install the Ream.
Not sure if you saw, but Switkowski kicked a goal in training, and it was on socials. And he took on a few guys, took a few bounces. It was almost Surioli-like. Did you see the one, by any chance?
Yeah, I was filling the numbers in that scratch match. If you go back and look at that footage, you'll see that I laid a nice little block on there.
I thought you wasn't let go.
I think he would have got tackled if it wasn't for me.
It was a very classy goal, that's for sure. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how he goes this year. Hopefully he gets a good run at it.
So Nelson goes long down the line to the outer wing. Eagles can't gather, but Kelly, he was pretty sharp last week for West Coast. Hand passes off here to the youngster in Hoff. He kicks down towards, no mark can be taken there by Jones. Players dive on in, comes out to Akers, tries to find Clark, and goes back here towards Pearce. He goes back again, and Pearce is going to go sideways and find Taberner on the halfback playing for Freo. Taberner goes short to Akers. Freo have it left half back, one behind going their way. On the Triple M scoreboard, here's Akers just long down the line. Big Rory Lobb needs a big season this year. Can't mark. In fact, free kick's going to go the way of Taberner, who was averaging 2.5 goals last year. But back on Rory Lobb, boys, how would you feel if a player said he didn't want to be at the club and ended up staying there?
I think he's got something to prove to his teammates. I think players forgive pretty quickly when you start playing good football, but when you've sort of requested a trade and try to get out of a club and that doesn't work, then I think the early rounds for Rory Lobb become really important and needs to really show that he's committed and wants to make the most of the opportunity that he's still got at Fremantle.
So Freo have moved the ball forward, and the free kick's going to go to Switkowski, who will kick from almost the same spot as before.
Just call him Elite, mate. Don't worry about his name. Elite.
Let's see what Lecker's been doing with his goal kicking, because the first one certainly wasn't that good, was it? No, not at all.
Look, about 52, 53 metres out. Just puts it to the top of the square. Players converge. No mark taken. Mundy, he's back in the side. Can't gather. Petruccelli's got it. Tackled.
Top of the square. I definitely didn't teach him that. Have a shot within 60 every time.
I was going to say, what's happened there? So the ball's inside attacking 50. Be kicked away, though, out towards the wing. Ryan's the man running after. That's the Eagles, Ryan. He gathers. Pressure comes from Chapman. It was a good tackle in the end, but Ryan's kick under pressure, superb, to Dixon, the new man on the list. He's outside 60. Wanted to give it to JK. Now he leads the big man. Kennedy backtracks to the goal square, then into the pocket. Dixon knows where he's butted. He kicks to Kennedy, but it's fisted away from him over the line and out of bounds. We'll throw it in a couple of metres around from the goal.
There could be much of that for JK this year, I think, with personnel down there. Freo just reading off their players, and it was 1 against 3 there, I think, in the end with that contest. If he doesn't find a way to get some help up there, it could be a very difficult year.
We'll go to Hamish Brayshaw in just a moment. Star Docker is off the ground. Dixon's doing the ruck work. In fact, it's Bailey Williams who does the ruck work. Gathered by Mundy. Quick kick away by Akers to the middle of the ground. Witherden's there for West Coast. Gathers. Just one behind. Plays nothing at the moment as Langdon kicks inside attacking 50. Packle form through the hands of Brayshaw. Quickly kicked away towards the boundary. Pick it up, Payne. Pick it up. Your first possession.
Could be my first. Caleb Sarong copped a little innocuous hit in the back of the head. A little bit of claret. He's gone off and had that one wrapped up, so he'll be back on pretty soon.
So Redden against the boundary line just puts it to the top of the square. Dixon's at the back. Kennedy comes to the front. The ball falls down. No one can mark it, and it's been just soccered through for a behind. That's West Coast's first score. It's 1 point apiece on the Triple M scoreboard.
True to form too, Caleb Sarong's got his head wrapped up. He normally starts with his head wrapped up. He did that a lot last year in games and decided to not wrap it up. And 5 minutes in, guess what?
He's wrapped it up
again. Wrapped it up again.
Good to see Chapman back into the side after battling injury. Goes short out from full-back and finds Wilson, who goes further down the line and finds Pearce. He comes back and finds Wilson again.
Wilson will switch play, comes to this broadcast side. Ryan, what a star he is. That's Luke Ryan, kicks it down towards the wing. This is great ball movement, great switch of play. Akers has gathered. He can run and carry, then kick inside, attacking 50. Lobs there, good fist, Barris. That was great stuff from Tommy Barris. Lob had him out of position, and the big man just got the fist to it and pushed it to the boundary line. We'll throw it back into play. 1 plays 1.
I'd love to see Rory Lobb get himself into a position to run and jump at those ones.
I totally agree.
Ball thrown back in. Darcy, great tap down. Here's Elite. He'll run in and he'll kick the goal. Sammy Switkowski with the first of the afternoon. And it's 1-1-7, the Fremantle Dockers. The Eagles just one behind. That's on the Triple M board. And a big thanks to Ream. Steady, hot and strong installer Ream.
Yeah, well, some people might question his ranking as elite, but he started off this game red hot. He's had 3 shots on goal, or 2 shots on goal, and he centred one as well. He's had a big pre-season, injury-free at the moment, so they'll be happy with his start, Embers.
Are we talking he's going to be I'm trying to think of a forward in the competition like him now. Who would you compare him to when we're talking about him as a player now? What bracket can he step up into this year?
I think he can do similar sort of stuff as what Sonny Walters does when he's at his best as a forward. So he's reading the play ahead of his defender is right up there with anyone I've seen when reviewing his sort of vision, and his running patterns and pressure and all that sort of stuff are just, like we have said, elite. It's just going to be a matter of him hitting the scoreboard, which he's had a couple of shots already.
Yeah, it was the tap from Darcy that was spot on as the ball's bounced again. Lobb and Williams. Players dive in, and then comes to Mundy, hand pass. Here comes Brayshaw, just streaming through the middle, long over the back, looking for Frederick, just leans on his opponent, takes a strong mark. Frederick, kick 5 in the practice game, just too good for Rotham there. He'll go back from about 20 metres out and kick a goal.
And this is going to be one of the issues that West Coast have this year, where Nick Natanui is not in the centre bounce, and when you have a look at a lot of their key players, no Yo, no Shuey, no Sheed, it's an inexperienced midfield group in there, and just saw how easy Fremantle were able to go out through the front door there. Long kick inside forward 50, and Frederick's use of the body was outstanding.
So Frederick, he should just put this one straight through the middle, leans back, and he's missed the left-hand side. So no good for Frederick this time round. Dockers go to 1-2-8. West Coast 1 behind on the Triple M scoreboard.
So the kick out will come to this broadcast side. 7 points the margin. Dockers lead it. McGovern couldn't take the mark, then bumps over his opponent in Schultz. Trying to work his way through his West. That was a really good play. He gathers it and just kicks it wildly into the forward half of the ground. Pearce and Kennedy have fallen over. This man, he's going to be a star. Chapman gathers, kicks out wide to the wing, spot on. Frederick takes the mark. He's got another man further afield in Banfields. 70 out from goal, looks inside 50. Collier's run hard for him, and at the top of the 50, Collier's taken the mark. 7 points, Dockers lead. They're dominating early in this game. We've travelled 13 minutes. He'll chip it over the top to Walters. A juggled mark on the boundary line. Are they going to pay it? They do. And he'll kick from 45 on the angle. Will suit the left foot, though, of Sun Walters.
I'm not a big fan of the defence of West Coast at the moment. It seems like they've gone more of a one-on-one tactic. They're generally a pretty hard pressing side, Embers, and as we see, Walters just passed the ball off to Mundy. They generally can shut down those marks. It seems like Fremantle are just chipping through them at the moment. They're able to dictate space and working the ball just too easy from one end of the ground to the other. It's almost like they're going in with a self-preservation tactic from the start of the game.
What Fremantle have done really well in this quarter so far is their forwards, their work rate up the ground, and really like genuine pace, genuine leads in there. Switkowski, we saw Collier there as well, Lob working really hard, and it's creating holes at the moment for other players to work into.
So Mundy from 45 received the short pass from Walters, and usually he's a little better than that, but it is the pre-season. We'll let him off. Had an ankle injury over the summer. It's his first bit of action so far in 2022. And another behind for the Fremantle Dockers. 139. The Eagles just one behind.
Interesting that Freo just have the one tall forward inside 50. Just Rory Locke himself with a host of smalls around him as West Coast have now made it out of their defence, and Langdon's got it. Just hand pass towards Barris, but intercept by Darcy. He hand pass, intercept though by the first gamer coming through there in Joyce, and Joyce just gives it to West, and West goes long down the line. Kennedy can't mark. Off the back to Logue. Logue goes to hand pass to Pearce. To Cox in his defensive 50. Cox just stops on the left and tries to find Henry, but zooming in right in front there is Petreski Seaton, the former Carlton player. 94 games with the Blues. Coming back from injury, just goes short inboard to Foley. Foley about 80 metres from home. The Dockers lead by 8 points. 15 gone in the first term. Short again to Rotham. He wants to go by hand to Hearn. Instead goes long. Looking for the big man at the back here in Williams. Can't get through to him. Wilson's at the front. Just puts some pressure on. Brayshaw goes in. In fact, he might have gone high. And the free kick is going to go the way here, I think, of Langdon. The free kick's going to go against Jordan Clark for a high tackle.
Jackson Nelson, is it?
Yeah, I mean, Nelson just going forward. Pretty unique to see him up there. He'll go back from about 30 out straight in front. So Nelson only kicked one goal in his career. Leans back and he's got the Eagles first of the day. They go to 1-1-7, Freo 139. The margin is 2 points, 16 gone on the Triple M scoreboard.
One of the few times West Coast have been able to go inside forward 50 and not to Josh Kennedy. Certainly the focus at the moment for the Eagles. But just have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. I think it is the Harvey Norman replay. Triple M.
Harvey Norman,
yep. They've been a great sponsor of Triple M footy for a while. And of course,
comments for 5 years.
Of course, they'll be involved again in 2022. And maybe a bit touch and go, that free kick, but Jackson Nelson, who's looks like he's starting on a wing, but that's good, pushing forward when you get an opportunity and making the most of those chances too.
Really good super special comment.
Yes, just absolutely polished.
Getting the rust out early.
Seabus wrapped with that performance. But anyway, we've got the season to get it underway.
Seabus, I'm not sure about Harvey Norman.
The ball's in the middle, the tap going to no one in particular. Mundy hand pass to Air, pretty much. Nelson onto it. He can't gather it. Dragged off the foot. He was West, and he was held without the footy. So he's getting amongst the action. His short pass is not too bad. Now Rioli will kick inside 50. You want the ball in Rioli's hands as much as possible, and Langdon comes out and takes the mark. Willie Rioli, it's nice to see him just playing footy, isn't it?
It is. I mean, that's got to be one of the highlights of pre-season for West Coast, is to see Willie back out having a run around. Great to see Connor West just really ripping in and giving a contest that stoppage. That goal really has come from him. This shot on goal, sorry.
Done a few nice things too as Langdon kicks towards goal. It was just far for him and he just pushed it through to the left-hand side. So another behind, but they're competitive to start this game. 17, nearly 18 minutes gone. The Eagles 1-2-8. They trail the Dockers 1-3-9.
If you can get the ball in the likes of Willie Rioli or Liam Ryan's hands from 50 to 70 metres out, generally they're going to hit a target.
So Freo have turned it over. Gaff's got it. He's been called to play on. He's 60 from home. Goes long, deep into the forward 50. Dixon at the back, can't mark. Just comes to the right. Big hip and shoulder laid by Ryan. In goes Young. He just burrows his way through. The ball's not going anywhere, though, in the right forward pocket here for West Coast. The umpire says I'll ball it up. In fact, it's going to be a free kick. Holding the ball. It's going to go the way of Will Brodie, the former Gold Coast son. He just plays on nice and quickly and finds Sarong all by himself, and Sarong goes short and finds Collier.
Collier has it, right half back, chips it over the top. Clark, this is what they want from him, members. A bit of run and carry, and he ran really hard to gather that mark. Jordan Clark.
He's got genuine leg speed. He's got the job on Petruccelli, so two very quick guys, but doesn't want to turn the footy over like that.
No, we've just pumped him up and he's turned it over. There'll be a free kick. It'll go West Coast way. Nelson will receive it. Jordan Clark, that is a fair mullet. That is going beautifully.
I'm not sure he'd get away with that at Guildford Grammar, his old school.
Oh, really? Is he a Guildford boy?
He is a Guildford boy, like.
Needs to trim that. So collar. Anyway, the kick inside attacking 50. Charging and taking a beauty. Liam Ryan, it's only pre-season, mate. Settle down.
Don't waste those flying.
He hands it off, though. Could be finished by Witherden. He was outside 50. The ball was touched off the boot. It'll come to Gaff in the goal square. Good tackle by Luke Ryan. And we're metres away from the goal line. That was an absolute beauty. The Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Look forward to seeing that one again. Liam Ryan starting the high-flying stuff early. As the tap down goes to the goal square, another one trying to be kicked through was Kelly, and it'll be touched and rushed through from on a score. So West Coast on a bit of a roll, but just can't get the 6 pointers. They're 1-3-9, all tied up with the Fremantle Dockers. 19, nearly 20 minutes gone, Tommy.
A couple of Triple M Red Z landing stats. Witherden's had 6, 5 for Kelly, and for the Dockers, Tabernas had 5, and the same for Will Brodie. As Ryan, beautiful spearing kick, goes 40 metres and finds Clark. Right half back for the Dockers, Jordan Clark, who was, of course, traded from Geelong after 3 seasons at the Cattery. As Embers calls it Alphabet Stadium. Clark just goes long down the line, comes to Frederick, hand pass inside here to Croydon. He goes long, at the back is Tabadar. He's just beaten his man and Barris, hand pass over the top, comes to Brayshaw, open goal. He'll go into and get the Dockers second. So Brayshaw gets his first for the afternoon. Dockers have 2. They go to 2-3-15. West Coast 1-3-9. The margin is 6 points. We've gone 21 minutes in the first term.
Just quick ball movement, and that's what Fremantle want to do across half back, and they move it quick. Their forwards were high, and Tabernas saw that. He got out the back well, and Brayshaw, who had just drifted down as well, and it's hard to stop. West Coast mid just caught ball watching there a little bit. Andrew Gaff, one of those, and Brayshaw clever enough to be able to say, well, if you're not going to go with me, I'm going to keep going, and Fremantle get a real easy one leg.
Yeah, the couple of passages of play before that, they were just trying to be a little bit too cute coming out of their back half, but that long kick to a contest and then winning that contest when West Coast are trying to go one-on-one, it's really hard to stop once they get out the back of that, because the guys on the fat side of the ground just run into open goal.
6 points the margin on the Triple M scoreboard. 2-3 plays 1-3 out of the middle West Coast. Connor West doing a great job as he snaps it inside attacking 50. That one, though, will be cut off by Wilson. Wilson will come to the wing. Banfield will be on the end of it. Still at left half back. We'll chip it over the top. Sarong will take the mark. Disposal's looking good so far for Fremantle. As they say that, that one was just off the mark. Here's West again, trying to take on the tacklers, and he's rammed into the turf, and he'll be caught holding the ball. Banfield, good play from him.
That's that new rule, Locke.
Yeah.
So if you take anybody on, you get tackled. It's now holding the ball.
So intercepted by Liam Ryan on this occasion. Through the middle of the ground come West Coast. The short pass from Petricelli was trying to get to Josh Kennedy. Cut off, though, by Cox for Fremantle. Still at half-back to Brodie. And then Brodie will kick it up towards the forward 50 to be Barris versus Tabata. Two boys go at it. Tabata with good reaction and speed to pick up the footy. Hands it to Sarong. His short pass to Banfield. 60 out from goal. Looks inside 50. Elite's there. Kick it to him. Switkowski, the little man, couldn't see him. The grass was a little long. 2-3-15 plays 1-3-9. Banfield still probably too far out to score. He continues to look inside 50, but plenty of West Coast jumpers there in his way. Decides to go to the goal square. Lob just shoves out Barris, and Barris is looking a little sore at the moment, Tommy.
Tommy Barris just gets back to his feet, though. Looks like he might be okay, as the ball's now been marked by Pearce. Turnover footy, though, from West Coast. As the Kotai around the grounds, Australia 1 for 168. Still over 300 behind Pakistan as Pearce kicks long, but Hearns marked it and plays on and goes quickly. The former skipper, piercing ball, looking for Ryan over the back, but Young does well. Comes to the ground. Young goes again, so does Ryan. Dive in. Young gets it. And players diving on top. It just spills out now towards Brayshaw. Here goes Brennan Cox, picks it up. Strong Cox, hand pass to Brayshaw. Brayshaw tries to beat off Petrescu-Seaton, hand pass back to Chapman. He just shrugs the shoulders and gets going. Young, big tackle laid in there by Hearn. Comes back to Brayshaw on the centre of the ground. Chapman, he's tackled as well. Off the side of the boot, comes towards Brodie. Banfield picks up, back to Brayshaw. About 3 touches for Brayshaw there. Hand past the Lob. Heaps of pressure here from West Coast. Lob just drops it. Should have been holding the ball. Comes back to West. Little toe poke. The ball's moved about 3 metres in about 30 seconds of play before Kelly gets it. Kicks long. But nobody at home here for West Coast, and Ryan's going to get it, settle things down, and go short to Cox.
24 gone. 6 points is Fremantle's lead. We'll go to Hayne Brayshaw in just a moment as Henry has it. He'll chip it over the top, and Chapman on the end of it takes a good mark. Plenty talked about this young Heath Chapman. He's going to be something special.
Yeah, he looks like a great player. Just the ability to read the ball, got great skills. He's sort of that perfect size for a halfback flank, isn't he?
Yeah, gutsy little player as well as Ryan has it. They've switched play now, Fremantle, to the far side of the ground.
West Perth boy too, isn't he?
He is, yes. Only the best come from there, Lecker, as you would know. And on the end of it, Collier, who's 70 metres out. He looks inside 50. Nat Nui's standing there to make sure there's no gaps. He's going to come in with the fist on this occasion. Comes down the ground towards McGovern. Still a 6-point margin, slow scoring in this pre-season. McGovern's kicked it out of bounds on the full. It'll be Fremantle's kick from the boundary. And Akers will be on the end of it. You would think, no, he might shovel it forward. Tabata says, I'm the forward, give it to me. I'll have a snap from here. He'll be kicking from probably 25 to 30 metres out. As we said, on the boundary. He'll snap it round the corner. Hoping for a third for the Fremantle Dockers. He's kicked it a little short, thin though, and it's through for a minor score. So 2-4-16 Fremantle, 1-3-9. How is it down there, Haim, on the boundary? Just a little unusual, isn't it, with no crowd allowed into the game?
Yeah, it is a bit weird. Can hear everything going on out there, which is nice. But it looks like Freo are moving the ball really well. They look pretty fresh. They've got, of 8 on the bench, I think Lloyd Meek's the only one sitting down at the moment. They're rotating through a lot of the players on there, whereas West Coast have got O'Neill, Naish and Cal Jamison looking to be sitting out this quarter. So just looks like there's a little bit more run in Freo's legs at the moment.
Hamish Brayshaw on the boundary for us this afternoon. As West Coast trail by 7 points. And they go long down the line looking for Williams over the back. It comes here to Liam Ryan. And that's the siren. It'll beat Liam. As we hit quarter time at Optus Stadium, Freo 2-4-16, West Coast 1-3-9. The margin is 7 points for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Install the Ream.
Triple M rocks footy.
What would you do with $50,000? Here's some thinking time.
COVID's hit us pretty hard. We had to sell a house and small business, so it would go towards another house.
If I can get away with a bull.
My dream motorcycle.
Probably a new car. Landscaping in the backyard, or maybe a pool.
My wife's pregnant, so yeah.
Oh, a new house for me and my dad. Been saving up for a while, and that would be perfect.
Listen to Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show live weekday mornings to score $50,000 on Triple M.
It's value the Australian way at Coles with great fresh specials this week. Like delicious creamy Hass avocados, 100% Aussie and just $1.50 each. This week at Coles. Offer ends Thursday.
Me, get delivery. Yeah. Can you see it, baker boy? Gotta eat, make it faster. Get the flavor straight to your pad. Got the chili crab in the chili bag.
Burger in the Lola. Damn, no pickles though. Miss you like behind the steams. Fries and ice cream.
MENULOG.
Can my landlord say no to a dog?
Do I need a lawyer if I have to go to court?
What happens if I go bankrupt?
Hi, I'm Amy Dow from the Law Society, and I get it. There are a lot of questions about the law. That's why in my new podcast, I chat with legal experts to get the answers in language that you will actually understand. No jargon, just straight to the point answers on everything, from neighbourly disputes to how much a lawyer might cost you. Search Lawfully Explained where you get your podcasts and download the Listener app now to listen for free. Listener.
Exclusive to Paramount Plus. The Yellowstone Origin Story. 1883. Starring Sam Elliott, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. 1883. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Get ready for an unmissable season of NBL live on ESPN with KO.
NBA legend Matthew Dellavedova comes home, and he's ready to play.
I love Delly. What he brings to our team is just brings toughness and grit, determination, and just try to beat all the odds.
Plus, future stars Usman Dieng, Kai Sotto, the NBL LeBron, Bryce Cotton, and the 7-foot Chinese star, Joe Chi. Watch every game live on ESPN with KO.
I hereby swear to be the lifeblood of Australia, to give what I can, as often as I can, because Australia needs me now more than ever. Do I promise to be a blood donor? Bloody oath I do. Right now, 1 in 2 donations are being cancelled. If you're feeling well, please donate today. Search Give Blood and book your donation with Australian Red Cross Lifeblood. Give life. Give blood.
For 125 years, Taubmans has been supporting the Australian community. Being in it together with Aussies is just part of our DNA. Since 2019, Taubmans has given $960,000 worth of paint and donations towards supporting communities in need. Now, we're calling on you to paint with Taubmans this Easter and help us raise another $180,000 for charity Give It to support communities affected by drought, fire and flood. For more, visit taubmans.com.au.
Shout out, the footy's on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for McDonald's. Score to feed the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack.
7 points is the margin at quarter time here at Optus Stadium. The Dockers 2-4-16. The West Coast Eagles 1-3-9. No crowd allowed into the stadium aside from the reserves and the Triple M commentary box. In fact, I don't think there's another radio station here. As I look along, there's no other. We're the only ones calling this game. It's unbelievable. I suppose they do go to the big guns, though.
That's right.
Call these big pre-season games.
So if you're looking to listen to the football, Triple M's the only station you're going to hear it on today, Lock.
Absolutely, Embers. What did you make of that first quarter?
Fremantle in total control at the moment. I know they only lead by 7 points, but they've certainly got the game played on their terms. Across half-back, winning a lot of the football, and it's made quite easy at the moment because West Coast forwards are getting really high. They've lost a little bit of structure. When they've gone inside forward 50, of course they're going to be very Kennedy conscious, and it's allowing Griffin Logue to come off his man, go third man up, and when they win the footy, probably at times Fremantle just overusing it a little bit at half-back, but when they move the ball quickly, their forwards are actually working really hard, making a lot of space, and they're working up the ground as well. So that long kick behind the Eagles' defence have caught the Eagles out at times. So they're finding it difficult at the moment, the Eagles, especially their backs, to be able to keep up with the forwards, because you have a look at Matt Taberner. He's had 8 touches in the first quarter, working up the ground. So at the moment, West Coast got a bit to do, falling away through the middle of the ground, especially when Nick wasn't out there. They've got a very inexperienced midfield group. Just having a look at the moment. Willie Rowley started in for the CBD. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what West Coast do there, Lek.
90 points last week, 90-plus points. How much would go into their mind of we just don't want to get whacked today, the coaches and the players?
I think a fair bit, and I think it shows by the way that they've gone into the game with the man-on-man tactic. I know they didn't start that way last week in the first half, and it wasn't working for them, and they sort of stemmed the bleeding a little bit in the second half by doing it. So I think they're just trying to get through today. They probably need to have a bit more of a crack if they're going to win.
So the margin is 7 points. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy as Brayshaw storms his way through. A good gather and kicks out wide here towards Akers. Bounces in front of him. On his hammer is Nelson. Nelson taps it. Well done by Nelson. Comes to Petruccelli. Puts the afterburners on. Hand pass back to Nelson. That looks like a throw to me. Umpire says no. Petruccelli goes and gathers on the half forward line here for West Coast. Natanui follows up. Wilson tries to fend off Petruccelli. Can't do that. He'll be holding the ball. It is, and the free kick will go West Coast way.
Good heat by the Eagles. That's certainly something in this game so far they've certainly had an intent to do. We've seen Shannon Hearn press up at the ball carrier. Their pressure certainly around the contest has been good.
So Petruccelli just puts it to the top of the square. At the back, here comes Ryan. Can't mark. Jump from the side. Gathered though is Clark. He just puts it down. Falls to Gaff on the left. And the veterans kick the Eagles second.
Great bit of play by West Coast. That's all just come from contest work, that. Fantastic tackling by Petruccelli and a few other players down on the half-forward flank here, and then just getting it to the hot spot. Gaffey gets to a good spot and finishes well.
So West Coast 2-3-15, now trail by 1 point. Freo 2-4-16, 90 seconds gone here in the second term on the Triple M scoreboard.
So we've seen two West Coast Eagles wingers kick 2 goals by working down. I think that's certainly something that we might want to keep our eye on at the moment. We know traditionally wingers, they'll certainly work back and get and help out their defence, but at the moment both Jackson Nelson, both Andrew Gaff kick goals, and they've both come from inside 25 by pushing down and getting to a dangerous spot.
Triple M's Seabus super special comments from Andrew Embley. Mark Leclerc is also alongside him. Hamish Brayshaw's on the boundary. We'll go to Haim. We might actually go now. Haim, what have you made of the start to this term?
Yeah, Jacko Nelson just out here on the wing, lifted his arms up to try and free the ball in a tackle, and Caleb Sarong's given him a nice one straight in the ribs, I think, with the tackle there. So he's walking around a little bit ginger at the moment.
Ball back in the middle. And here's your brother working hard as per usual. Tackled by Rioli to Ryan, and then little check side kick inside attacking 50. West Coast with a bit of a spring in their step. Langdon gives it off to West. Caught in a tackle. Just got rid of it. Chapman, good composure. Little 1-2 and runs out of half back. The hand pass to Brayshaw. Gives it back to Chapman. He's loving it at the moment. That was a beautiful lobbing hand pass in the direction of Sarong. Now Sarong to Clark to Croden. They might have mucked it up here. Little bit of a fumble from Croden. Hugh Dixon is over the top of it. Croden goes back to try and get it in the middle of the ground. Stolen out of his hands by Witherden. Kicks it over his shoulder. Chapman's there to try and pick it up. In fact, it was Logue to Akers. The hand pass to Sarong. Back to Logue. They're going backwards to Cox, and then Cox settles and goes short to Akers. A little bit of messy stuff. But still in the end, Fremantle maintain the footy. They're 2-4-16. They lead West Coast 2-3-15. Brayshaw's short pass will hit the spot, and Schultz has taken the mark. He can go short again inside attacking 50. Good attempt though to fist it away by Foley. Went into the hands of Sarong. Kicks it to the goal square, and the mark's been taken in the goal square. And that was pretty good stuff in the end. Tabbitt's taken the mark. He'll be on the angle to try and kick the third of the afternoon for the Fremantle Dockers. Now he's being told just to go forward a little bit. He'd be happy with that because it eases the angle. Kicks with his left and snaps the goal. So 3-4-22. Plays 2-3-15. A goal for the Fremantle Dockers. We've now nearly gone 4 minutes in this second term. You can now stream every game of Triple M footy live on the Listener app. Download it now. LISTNR.
Well, two of the better players on the ground at the moment for Fremantle has been Brayshaw and Tabernar, and Brayshaw's ability around the contest at the moment just to free his hands, bring other players into it. He's outstanding. He's up to 11 touches, and Tabernar, don't know what happened then, but he found himself all by himself in the goal square, and that kick inside forward 50 was just an easy uncontested mark, and as we see in players these days running around snapping, it's just like shelling peas, Leck.
Yeah, West Coast are finding a way to put a bit more pressure around the ball, but Freo are getting loose numbers ahead of the footy, so if they can win those contests, they're getting easy looks.
So the margin is 7 points here in the second term as Nat Nui wins it down. West can't pick it up. Nick Nat goes again. He's been tackled without the footy. He'll get a free kick against Darcy in the middle of the ground. Big Nick. He wants to play on, goes quick, just thumps it top. It's gone really, really long. Dixon's here at the back, makes his way to the front. Can't mark. Kennedy picks it up, wants to snap. Falls over, nowhere to go. Langdon picks it up. He's tackled strongly. Little hand pass from Rioli. Comes out to West, back to Tim Kelly, and he snaps. And he's got West Coast third. So a snap from Gaff and a snap from Kelly. West Coast 3-3-21. Freo 3-4-22. The margin back to 1 point. 5 minutes gone in the second term on the Triple M scoreboard.
And again, it's just the Nick Natanui factor for West Coast. I'm not sure if there's a player in the competition that's more important to their side than what Nick Nat is to the West Coast Eagles. And you see that with the centre bouncers there. Whilst they're young in there at the moment with a lot of their senior players out of that CBD, when Nick Natanui is in there, things happen. And he draws a free kick because of his follow-up, and suddenly you win that clearance, you go inside forward 50, and it just gives their forwards an opportunity. And we've seen two wingers go down and kick a goal. This time was Tim Kelly as a mid, pushing down, being in the right place through that hard work, Leck.
Bring back the torpedo. How good was that? Just a bit of unpredictability going into the forward line creates opportunity.
So 1 point is the margin. 3-4 plays 3-3. The Dockers lead it in the middle. It's now Bailey Williams doing the ruck work, and dragging off the footy was Darcy on Kelly. So Tim Kelly starting to get amongst it as well. It's been a bright start to this quarter from West Coast, and Kelly will play on in the centre circle. He kicks it inside, attacking 50. Williams went forward to try and take a mark. Comes out the back towards Ryan of Fremantle. Hands it off to Pearce. Good to see him play footy. His kick out, though, will be marked by Rotham. He was under pressure, just couldn't hold on to the mark. Goes back by hand to Hearn. Hearn will try and kick it in the direction of McGovern, standing on the edge of the centre square wing. And McGovern will just settle things down. Dockers with numbers back. Wants to take on Switkowski. Did okay in the end, McGovern, although the kick will put Rotham under pressure. Here's Jones. Took on the tackler. He was taken high. It'll go against Jones. No, in fact, it'll go against Schultz, and Jones will take the free. And Jones will be a fair way out. He's a good 60 metres out. Looking for Kennedy. He's got a couple to beat, though. Kennedy pushes off his opponent and nearly took the mark. The hand pass to Kelly, tight to the boundary. He nearly snapped that one as well, but it's through for minor score. We're all tied up again. 22 plays 22 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. And, of course, Ream, steady, hot and strong, install the Ream.
So Luke Ryan will bring it out from full back, goes short and finds Pearce. Of course, Joel Hamlin can't make his way into the side. He played in the twos yesterday. And another good game for Joel Hamlin. Connor Blakely and Ethan Hughes. So the depth is quite strong for Freo at the moment. They've turned the ball over here, but Kennedy couldn't mark it. It falls to Wilson. Hand pass to Mundy. Just shows a little 1-2. Here comes Switkowski. Elite, beautiful kick out in front of Akers. Picks it up on the bounce as Akers runs to 30, kicks, and he's missed to the left. Freo 3-5-23. West Coast 3-4-22. The margin is 1 point. 8 minutes gone on the Triple M scoreboard.
West Coast really was set up pretty well to keep the ball in their front half then. Just unfortunately for Kennedy, he just couldn't win that contest, and it just shows how quickly Freo are getting out the back when they do get goal side of those sort of contests there, Embers.
Blake Akers really should have kicked that. Probably had a little bit too much time, but got to go and kick those.
Absolutely. Sarong will gather again to Banfield, to Henry. Caught from behind, and he'll be caught holding the ball. It was a good tackle in the end. Hoff. He goes short to Kelly. Been amongst it in this second quarter. Has it at right half back. He'll kick it back inside his defensive 50 to Barris. We saw a bit of Tommy Barris play up forward. Do we think Tommy could go forwards, or was that just a bit of mucking around from the coach?
I think he's a much stronger defender. I think you'll keep him in the back line. I think you find with a lot of those guys that read the footy like he does, and the likes of Jeremy McGovern, they can sometimes find it hard to get the right leading patterns when they go forward.
Here's Hearn. He'll kick it inside 50. It was a beautiful kick. That was a great run from Shannon Hearn. Ran off half back, received it, and then kicked it to the top of the 50. And Liam Ryan's taken the mark.
I reckon if Josh Kennedy keeps getting double teamed and triple teamed, by about round 3, he'll be going to Simo and saying, put Barris forward. Put Barris forward. I need help.
So Ryan's kick's a good one. There is JK falling back. Couldn't hold on to the mark. Here's Wilson. Goes by hand to Brodie from Gold Coast. Now a Docker. He kicks it along the line. Pack will form. Fizz came from Rotham. Came towards Witherden. Here's quick kick forward, though. Gathered by Luke Ryan. And Luke Ryan will switch play to the far side of the ground.
And here's Henry, the youngster, second season in the comp. Played a lot of footy last season at the forward line. Been moved up the ground so far in the pre-season. Goes short and finds Collier. He goes short and finds Banfield. Just turns and goes. Banfield tries to find his man up there, but Barris, strong fist away in front of Tabernar. It's gone out of bounds 50 metres out from Freo's goal.
Well, he reads it so well, Barris. And West Coast, they don't want to tinker with their back six because it's certainly one of their big strengths. But unfortunately, with the situation the West Coast are in, they may not have a choice but to either send McGovern or Barris forward at times this year, Leck.
So Wilson and Darcy, it falls to Elite. Here's Brayshaw, one way, the other. Just takes on Gaff, little hand pass back. The kick's gone inside 50. Barris at the back again, just fists it down. Comes back to him, little throw in fact. Williams puts his big body on the line. Tabernar's going to try and take it out, but Foley just pushes him off the ball. Hand pass in there to Jones, and he comes wide to Gaff, and Gaff kicked it out of bounds in the full. So Freo have the free kick on the outer wing. And the mark's been taken here by Ryan. He goes short to Chapman. Comes into the centre of the ground and finds Alex Pearce. See him doing well without injury so far in the pre-season. He goes short and goes back and finds Chapman. He switches play across the ground. And the mark's been taken here on the far side. Freo. It's Brennan Cox. Been called to play on as Big Cox, who just goes long inside 50 at the back of the pack. In fact, he's just gliding his way in front of that as Bailey Williams is taking a mark.
Oh, there's a couple of boys players down. Rory Lobb's one of those, and Sean Darcy, both of them gone down really hard and both really slow to get up.
So Bailey Williams took the mark, but the two players behind Bailey looks like they've had a clash of heads here in Sean Darcy and Rory Lobb. We'll wait and try and see on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. But Rory Lobb looks in a bad way. We'll go downstairs to Hamish. Hamish looks like they're both struggling to get back up.
Yep, couple of big blokes, big collision there. I think Sean Darcy looks to be up and okay, but Lobby is in a pretty bad way at the moment.
He's actually, it's more his ribs, isn't it, Haim? Like he's really sucking in at the moment. So we'll have a look now on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Yeah, so Darcy's coming to try and punch the ball away, and he's ran straight into his ribs of Lobb.
Yeah, a bit sore, maybe a bit winded, but he should be okay.
Okay, so the ball's on the far side of the ground, and it's a 1 point lead for the Fremantle Dockers. 12.5 gone in this second quarter. And we'll ball it up or throw it back into play, far side.
Talking about West Coast forward line structure, I think an important player for them this year is going to be Jake Waterman.
Yeah.
I think he can really step up and fill in Darling's shoes while he's out of the side. They'll be looking to get Oscar Allen back in the early part of the year as well.
Great tap down to Sarong, and Sarong will kick inside, attacking 50. Lobb's looking okay, although he tried to kick the footy and he almost kicked his opponent and missed it completely. Kick out was good though to Kelly, Tim Kelly, having a lot of Red Z Lenning stats in this quarter. A little 1-2 with Bailey. Kick forward, fumbled by Dixon. Hand pass further afield. Now it's to Nat Nui, although the hand pass was cut off by Chapman. Great composure from him. Kicks up towards half forward. Collier couldn't take it. It'll be a free kick. It'll be a push in the back against McGovern. Collier will take it just outside the centre square. He'll play on and come to this broadcast side. Henry was standing and waiting. He can kick it in towards Frederick, although he's just a little slow to get it on the boot. So now goes even shorter to Mundy, who's at the top of the 50. Mundy will go short again. That was lazy defending from West Coast. Frederick had a couple of goes at it and now comes up with the 45 metres out on the angle.
Really smart lead there by Frederick as well. He just created his own space, ran away from the kicker, turned and slowly come back at him. West Coast are just being trailed around at the moment. It's Freo's work rate that's giving him a good ability to create space and sort of dictate where the ball's going at the moment.
So kick 5, as Tommy said last week in the Derby. And he's got hold of that one but pushed it across the face for a minor score. So another behinds for the Fremantle Dockers. 3-6-24. They lead West Coast 3-4-22. Make sure you score enough to feed the whole team. Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack is available right now.
Choice hotels around the ground. First test in Pakistan. Australia won for 188. Pakistan made 476. Usman Khawaja not out 91. And Marnus Labuschagne is on 20. So West Coast just moved the ball outside of the fence, but now Lobb's got the ball. He's got the mark on the outer wing. Goes long inside 50. Tabernar, one arm, can't mark. Redding gets it. Just falls to the front of the pack here. Little hand pass. Comes out the way of Banfield. He just dives in. Witherden's there, and players dive in. The umpire says, I'll have it. I'll ball it up. He's out from Freo's goal.
It's Triple M Red Z leading stats at the moment. Brayshaw, Sarong, Chapman all got 12 disposals, and for West Coast, Kelly set a big quarter. He's up to 14, Witherden 10, and Shannon Hearns had 8.
So Williams won it down. It's been picked up by McGovern. A huge tackle's been laid on him. It spills free, and the umpire says, I'll ball it up again. So the margin is 2 points on the Triple M scoreboard. We've gone 15 here in the second term. We're 25 metres out from Freo's goal. Goes up, Tabernar, Williams falls to McGovern. He puts the high kick up. Walters is lurking there. The only man that wanted it was Langdon. He's taken the mark on half back. So Langdon, right half back here for West Coast. Trying to cement himself a place in the side. Just Plays on, goes long down the line, and the spoil comes over the top from Cox and goes out of bounds on the outer wing. So it's an eerie sound with no crowd here at Optus. 16.5 gone in the second term. Goals here to Tim Kelly and Andrew Gaff in the second term for the Eagles as the ball's thrown in. Nat Nui's going to get a free kick. In fact, it's going to go the other way and go to Rory Lobb. Advantage has been paid. And the ball's been marked here by Tabernar, 45 metres out, almost straight in front. He plays on, goes short and finds Walters. So Walters has it. 35 metres out, slight angle, left forward pocket here for Freo.
Big year for Michael Walters this year. Probably wasn't at his best last year, and with players like Schultz and Switkowski, Bailey Banfield in the side, he's going to have to continue to hit the scoreboard. He's been an absolute star of the competition.
So Michael Walters just leans back, tries to kick Freo's fourth. He's pushed it across the face, I think, and missed through for one behind. Freo 3-7-25, West Coast 3-4-22. The margin is 3 points. We've gone 17 minutes in the second term here at Optus on the Triple M scoreboard.
Good on you, Tommy. As you said, 3 points the margin. Kick out from full back is in the hands of Witherden. Just trots out and then goes short, so not a bad kick in the ends. So West Coast will try and control the footy inside their defensive 50. This is Jack Redden. Been a big season for him with Shuey struggling with injury. Yo out for the first few rounds. No Dom Sheed for half the season. West Coast had a horror pre-season in terms of injuries. Even Campbell Chesser, their first round draft pick for a couple of years, got injured and will miss half the season, maybe even more than that. So it's been a shocker as they're under a bit of pressure here at left half back. Mundy laid a good tackle. Nelson will gather and just kick over his shoulder. Dixon's the man in front, has to charge at it. Clark's there for Fremantle. Ball comes out towards Chapman. Good hands to Croden, to Clark. Clark kicks to the top of the 50 and Walters takes the mark. Brayshaw running past, decides not to go in that direction. Looks inside 50. Schultz has made a lead. Now he decides to go to Frederick. What a pass! That's a beauty, and Frederick's lead was superb as well. Takes it 40 out from goal.
He's been good, hasn't he, Frederick?
He has, yeah. I mean, Sonny Walters had options everywhere there. He had Banfield leading on the other side, but he's just such an elite kick.
Yes.
He's pinpointed that. Frederick's leading patterns at the moment are very impressive.
Really good. Just I'm noticing at the moment just his ability just to get off the mark and that explosiveness and just great understanding between him and Walters, and saw the lead and just pulled the trigger.
So he kicks from 45. Slightish angle, but shouldn't trouble him. And it hasn't. He's happy with himself. 5 last week. He's got himself 1 this afternoon. 19 gone in this second quarter. 4-7-31 the Fremantle Dockers. Frederick with a goal, and they've now kicked a couple in this term. And the West Coast Eagles 3-4-22. Hamish Brayshaw on the boundary.
Yeah, Rory Lobb's just run off. Darcy's obviously feeling okay after their collision, but Lobb's in the hands of the trainers. Shirt up, having a look at that rib, I think, his left ribs.
Good on you, Haim. Hey, how's your brother? He's a good player, isn't he? He is just a star.
Yeah, must have left all the talent in the womb because he was the fourth and I was the third. So, yeah, he's going all right, the kid.
Tell us how hard, just give us a background on him from a brother's perspective and how hard he works. I mean, his hands are elite. He's tough. He's the perfect midfielder.
Yeah, he is. He lived with Lockie Neal for his first year and was lucky enough to learn a lot off him. But he's come into his own the last couple of years and now he's really primed to be a fantastic player for this club. And I think he's relishing that opportunity to be the number one midfielder with Fife, maybe going forward a bit.
So Jones gets a clearance here for West Coast, deep inside 50, but the mark's been taken to the back by Nathan Wilson.
And selfless too with his role. He's gone out to a wing for that last centre bounce and allowed Will Brodie to go in. So find a lot of football around the ground, as you know, but happy to do the team things too. Brayshaw.
So from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, steady, hot and strong in Stolarine. Comes to Ryan in the back pocket. He just kicks it up and under. Barris is just going to let it go. It goes out of bounds on the full, the near side wing, right in front of our commentary box. And Tommy Barris, who signed a fresh deal, I think, in the off-season. A long-term deal for Tom. I think there was some interest from Sydney. Embers, you know a bit more than me.
Yeah, Dean Cox has been a big supporter of Tom Barris. I think West Coast understood that he was certainly someone that they had to lock up and 5-year term is we'll see him become an Eagle for life.
So Freo just moved their way with the footy across the defensive 50. Michael Walters looked like he dropped it. Big tackle from Gaff. The umpire's going to ball it out. 50 out from West Coast goal.
Pretty lucky not to be
that was
holding the ball there, especially with the new rule.
Holding the ball. He's complaining that it should have been his free kick.
as all good players do.
As all good forwards do.
Yeah. Unlike that from Sonny, is the umpire's going to take it and throw it up again here. Eagles move a couple of metres closer to the goal. They're 40 out straight in front. The margin is 9 points. 22 gone here on the Triple M scoreboard.
We'll throw it up, 50 out. That was from Darcy. A lot of players around the contest trying to kick it out of mid-air was Akers, but the free kick will go West Coast way. Jermaine Jones will take it. He's a fair way out, although he could probably kick this. He's got a nice hoof on him. Pretty much connects with the footy at about 52. And he's pretty confident, Embers. He's feeling it.
Yeah, he's certainly someone that be keen for a big season this year. Should get some opportunities with some of the key players out right now.
And he's pushed it to the right-hand side. So disappointing finish in the end. Jermaine Jones for around 50. It's just a little far for him. 3-5-23 the West Coast Eagles. 4-7-31 the Fremantle Dockers. 22, nearly 23 minutes gone. As Luke Ryan kicks out from full-back for Fremantle. We'll come to this broadcast side. In fact, no. He kicks to the middle of the ground in the direction of Darcy. He's had a big pre-season. The hand pass out to some open space. Rotham will get there first for West Coast. Good hand pass further afield. And the kick will be in the direction of Kennedy. And it was a good mark diving to the ground. The kick came from Joyce, Tommy Joyce, trying to get onto the list. An East Fremantle product, former Brisbane Lion. Kennedy will kick inside attacking 50. Ryan climbing high, so too Dixon. He couldn't hold on to it. Goes back in, Hugh Dixon to try and gather it. Petrocelli grabbed hold of it off the ground and kicked for a goal. Now, they'll have a bit of a chat, the umpires, about whether it was touched. Umpire thinks it was touched. No. Asked the question. The goal umpire says no. It's a 6-pointer. So a really good one for West Coast as we approach half-time. They're 4-5-29. They trail by 2, 4-7-31. For Seabus, this is Mark Lacroix and Triple Embley.
I like that bit of play there from Josh Kennedy, just working himself up the ground a little bit, giving himself a break from fighting against 3 or 4 Fremantle defenders. I think that will help him at times throughout the year to stay involved. We all know he's got a great kick inside 50, and forwards generally know where other forwards want it. He rolled really quickly, got it to a dangerous spot, and the West Coast forwards knew what to do, and Petrocelli's kicked a nice goal.
Young Hugh Dixon hasn't had many opportunities in this game so far, but what he has done is he's competed in the air and he hasn't been outmarked, and that contest there didn't get his hands on it, but the ball goes front and square and you become predictable, and that's where Petrocelli got to.
So Nick Nat and Darcy go again in the middle. Close game here at Optus. The margin is 2 points Freo's way. It comes over the top here to Tim Kelly. A bit of space here on the wing. TK on his left. Just kicks it, but Logue is intercepted in front of Ryan. Logue hand passes to Wrong to Clark. Got to go here to Clark, and does go short and finds Croden. Croden has Ryan running past and Henry just over the top and finds Banfield. Swings inside to his left. Beats 1, beats 2 to Banfield. Go long, touch ball, play on's the call. Comes over the back here towards Foley, the youngster. Gathered in front. Instead, Brayshaw just swings onto the right foot. He can't take it. Akers gets it. Running through here. There's plenty of Dockers. They've got plenty of numbers. Hand pass over the top. Back to Akers from 45. He leans back. A long shot on goal.
Beauty.
And he's kicked it. Blake Akers. Beautiful goal there for Freo. That's their 5th. They go to 5-7-37. West Coast 4-5-29. The margin is 8 points. We've gone 25 in the term on the Triple M scoreboard.
Trav Collier might not get a lot of recognition, but he works so hard out there. The likes of him and Lockie Schultz, the sort of pressure they can apply when the ball sort of comes in their half, I think, like I said, it goes unrecognised, but it's a big part of those sort of goals.
And within the 4 walls of the football club, those things do get noticed. And you have a look at your work rate, and when you sit down, when these players sit down with their forward coach during the week, they'll see the space that they're provided, and it's the whole lick of the ice cream. You continue to do the work. Eventually, you do get your lick of the ice cream. But at the moment, what Fremantle forwards are doing, they're working for each other. They're selfless, and if you don't get the footy, then guess what? One of your teammates just jumps in and gets the what?
Lick of the ice cream. That's 3 licks.
It's
3 licks in one
Well,
package.
it is summer. It's warm at the moment. I'll tell you what, we love our ice cream.
Is it like a paddle pop, or is it more of a...
It's a giant
dairy
sandwich,
sort of
man, I reckon.
No, I'm massive gay time. I love the gay time.
Right, they are nice.
They are really nice.
Very good with it, and gets the hand pass away out of the middle. And then the short pass is good to Rioli. How have we seen Willie Rioli's game so far, Lecker?
He's been pretty quiet, Willie. It's can go like that when you've missed a chunk of footy. You can come out here sometimes and probably try too hard and work yourself out of position. He sells a bit of a dummy there and kicks it forward. You know he's still got the touch. He's clean. He's got the ability. It's just about getting himself around the ball a little bit more.
Is that an ice cream van?
It sounds like Mr. Whippy's arrived.
Is anyone playing that?
They heard me say lick of the ice cream, so they thought they'd get Mr. Whippy here.
They listen to you, Embers. Ball's tight to the boundary. Here's Liam Ryan, dragged down, just can't get rid of it. Let's just pause.
I thought I was hearing things.
No. Leachy, you're not playing like, these sound effects type stuff. That was seriously a Mr. Whippy going past on the stadium. There's no one here, Mr. Whippy. Go somewhere else, mate. There's no crowd allowed.
Joe Broke actually serving ice cream here today.
Oh, no, you are here.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Anyway, we'll get back to the footy because 27 and a half minutes have gone. Fremantle 5-7-37, the Eagles 4-5-29, and that kick's not a great one. Schultze let himself down. He tried to kick towards the boundary to Henry. It's just bounced before and it's rolled over. Usman Khawaja is out for 97. Little snick behind, so the Aussies 2 for 203. That's with thanks to Choice Hotels. Unfortunate for Uzi. The tap down to Kelly. He's dragged off the footy. West had a good game. To Gaff also been productive. Kick inside 50 through the hands. Kennedy couldn't gather. Here's Redden. Goes back by hand. Here's Kelly storming through the 50. Gathers. Kicks on goal. Oh, he's just missed to the right hand side. They need a massive season from Tim Kelly for them to be competitive this year. 5-7-37 is Fremantle. The Eagles 5-5-35. Only 2 points to margin, 28 gone. We're not far away from half-time here at Optus.
So Nathan Wilson back into the side after not playing in the scratch match last week. He goes short and finds Griffin Logue. And he goes short against the outer side and finds Collier.
Tim Kelly up to 10 touches this quarter. Could have been his second goal. He's certainly one West Coast Eagle midfielder that's really lifted in this term.
So downstairs with Hamish Brayshaw.
Yeah, we've got Lloyd Meek warming up here on the bench. I imagine he's probably going to be coming on in the second half. They'll assess Lobby again, but he's up here with his ribs. I think he's okay. Hasn't come back on the ground yet, but Lloyd Meek looks ready to go in the second half.
It's the ball in defence here for West Coast with Rotham. He goes short and finds Barris on half back. He switches things quickly and finds Hearn. He's 35 out from his own goal. Goes short and finds Foley. Foley short again to Gaff. Bit of space here for Gaff to go. Elects to chip the ball to the near side wing. Finds Langdon. So West Coast back in their old pattern of play. Just little chip kicks here, Lecker.
Yeah, they're making Freo defend at the moment, though, so as long as they can not turn it over, it's not a bad thing at the moment.
So Ryan took with it into Kelly. This will be his 18th touch on the Red Zeds for Tim Kelly. Call to play on. Swings inboard, goes long down the line. Dixon up against 3. Can't mark. Natanui does the roving. Darcy picks it up. Intercepted by Dixon. He's tackled strongly. And there by Chapman. That'll be all she wrote for the second quarter. So Freo hold a narrow lead. 5-7-37. West Coast 4-6-30. The margin is 7. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to beat the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack.
Triple M rocks footy.
We've all been shocked at the news that we've lost yet another legend.
Warnie is one of the few people
in any sport who gets to change the game.
Tomorrow at 6, right after the rush hour, we remember the great man and revisit his interview with Mark Howard on the Howie Games podcast.
The gutting ball definitely changed my life. You know, first ball, it was the perfect leg break, got voted the ball of the century. To do it first ball in the Ashes series, I think it was just meant to be.
Varley Shane Keith Warne.
We're for greater footy every day. Enjoy all your footy news with digital access to the Herald Sun for just $1 for the first 28 days. Subscribe today. Search Herald Sun offer. Conditions apply.
G'day, it's Scott Phillips here from the Good Oil Podcast. Get ahead of the curve and learn all about blockchain with a special episode of The Good Oil, brought to you by TAFE Queensland.
Blockchain is really affecting a lot of different industries. It's really critical for people to be upskilling themselves in this area to make sure that they're staying ahead of the curve.
You can listen to this special episode of The Good Oil on the Listener app now and wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks to TAFE Queensland, you define your greatness.
Listener. There's so much happening in the city right now, it's enough to give you FOMO. See Michelangelo's timeless masterpieces on a grand scale in the new Sistine Chapel photo exhibit at Emporium. Meet up for street food and live music at the Melbourne Street Eats Food Truck Park. See the stunning Chanel exhibition after dark and sip cocktails in the garden at NGV Friday nights. And relax on the waterfront at Pop-Up Lounge Bar Patonk Social. Get to the city or get FOMO. Search FOMO Melbourne to find out what's on.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Tradies, at National Tiles we know how extra valuable your time is in this current building boom, so we've streamlined how quickly we can serve you. Just go online and order from thousands of National Tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools for immediate delivery or pickup. No waiting, no delays. Yes, at National Tiles our tradies are our VIPs, where we consistently strive to save you time and money every day of the year.
Looking for a new morning coffee? Award-winning Coles Urban Coffee Culture is at Coles Express. Quality coffee made with Rainforest Alliance certified beans from some of the world's best growing regions. Be your own barista from just $1. Express yourself at Coles Express.
The government has the cost of prescription medicines again. As community pharmacists, we see patients every day being forced to choose between their health and other necessities like food or rent. It's easy to see why 1 in 5 Australians describe prescription medicines as unaffordable. Tell Canberra to lower the cost of medicines today at affordablemedicines.com.au. Authorised by Amanda Cito, Pharmacy Guild of Australia, Canberra.
What would you do with $1? You could buy yourself a postage stamp, a notebook or some string, a shopping bag, a cleaning rag or a plastic ring. You could throw it in a fountain and wish away your blues. Or you could buy half a newspaper and catch up on half the news. But what if you knew that $1 feeds 2? Half a buck to fill a belly. Would you use that one to feed someone while you sit there and watch the telly? Donate today at foodbank.org.au, where every dollar donated is 2 meals created.
Marine Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
7 points the margin here at Optus Stadium. 5-7-37. The Fremantle Dockers, the Eagles 4-6-30 was 7 points at quarter time. So just when you thought maybe West Coast had a real crack there and were much better in that second term, the margin's no different, Mark Lacroix.
Yeah, their contest was much better that quarter. Took it on a little bit more. For me, a couple of standouts for West Coast in that quarter. Obviously, we've got Kelly, but it's a bit of the older brigade. So Shannon Hearn, when he gets his hands on the footy, I mean, he's just unflustered. He just does what he usually does, keeps rocking up, always takes a bit of ground for the side. So he's been good that quarter. And Jack Redden, sort of blokes that I think have been offered 1-year deals the last last year, and opportunity is there for them, and they stand up. People forget Jack Redden finished second in the best and fairest in a premiership year. So
yeah, player of the finals,
ability.
wasn't he, in 2018 with Dom Sheed?
Yeah, and he's been pushed out of the midfield a little bit in the past sort of 12 months. So he'll be looking to take that opportunity, I think.
How old would Jack be? Late 20s?
Oh, no,
30?
30, I think, 31.
Yeah.
So.
But he'll get opportunity inside, as Lex said. And
usually stands up, doesn't he? When he gets that opportunity, when there's some injuries, he always stands up and plays some pretty rock solid
and it's
footy.
his best position. And see, what happens is when you've got everyone up and about, suddenly Jack Redden gets pushed to a wing or to half forward, and he's not that player. He's an inside mid. And now with Shuey that's going to miss probably the first couple of rounds, obviously Dom Sheed's going to miss half the season. Elliot Yeo may miss 3 or 4 weeks. So him working along with Tim Kelly, he'll get lots of looks inside there, and certainly in that second quarter he had 7 touches and worked with Tim Kelly really well. So, but I agree with Leg. I thought West Coast pressure certainly a lot better to be able to at least match it with Fremantle. One thing that I am noticing that they are doing is they're trying to make it 1-on-1 everywhere they go and trying to make it a contest. So it's a bit of that sort of old school defence. They don't certainly want to get the game opening up whatsoever, because Fremantle have really moved the ball quickly once the game has opened up. They've looked quite dangerous. They've been able to, at times, get West Coast defenders up the ground and get that one over the back. But the Eagles at the moment, their pressure definitely stepped up in that second quarter, and they certainly were able to at least control the game and not allow Fremantle to be able to run and carry and move it as quick as they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're right. It hasn't been a free-flowing game, has it? It's been a very slow chip, mark sort of game. There's been a few instances where both sides have tried to force it through the corridor, and it has come off a contest, and sides have had a look going the other way. So, pretty conservative match at the moment. I don't know where you see it going from here in the second half. I think Freo have probably got a bit more cattle out there, but I mean, if you're a West Coast coach or supporter at the moment, you're not disappointed with how they're going.
What about Hugh Dixon? I mean, it's a pretty good story. Played just the one game at the Fremantle Dockers. Attitude, things like that held him back from, getting more games at the Dockers. He's had a bit of a crack in the WAFL. He's back now. He did the Stephen Bradbury, because Stranatica and Tyler Keitel were going to get the 2 spots on the list for the West Coast Eagles. All of a sudden, this bloke's just come through and got on the list, and he will play round 1, you'd have to think.
We'd have to. Just in terms of personnel, like Embers said earlier, if he can continue to give a contest, that's all West Coast need out of him. So it gives the Smalls an opportunity to get to his feet. As long as he's not getting outmarked, he doesn't have to come out like he did last week and kick multiple goals. It'd be great if he did, but just get his hands to it, bring the ball to ground, and don't be outmarked by the opposition.
And on the flip side, Jordan Clark has got a chance to move from Geelong, where he couldn't really get a game, wasn't a regular member of the team. He looks pretty good out there, and he suits Fremantle's style of play.
Well, he does. He's certainly looking like he wants to grab the opportunity. He was really keen to come back to the West, and Fremantle were really keen to get him into their system. And his run and carry, we know he's got genuine leg speed. He wants to get the ball in his hands, which is great. And just at the moment, just that composure piece, and he'll work on that, but at times, when he's going flat out, he just has to just compose himself the last couple of steps, make sure he hits that target, because he has given that forward handball a couple of times, looking for that 1-2, where if he's a bit more composed and settles a little bit, he's able to make that right decision. But he's going to be a very important player for Fremantle this year, and with the way the game's getting played at the moment, players that can run and carry and take it on from half back, it's just worth their weight in gold.
Hey mate, Embers, what would you do if you're a retired footballer? You don't do much for work, to be honest. You just sort of float around, dropping kids to school and go fishing.
Yes, tough
and the
life
footy's
for
just
some, isn't it?
The footy's just started. You would think your full focus.
Yeah,
is
you
on footy,
set yourself for 22 games here for
you're in the commentary box. You'll be studying every game.
Absolutely, 22 rounds.
Xavier's unreliable.
Yeah. Oh, of course he is.
Yeah. Where is he? He pulled it was my birthday on Tuesday.
His birthday was 3 weeks ago. And he's still celebrating.
No, but Embers, you'd focus.
Well, you'd make your most of the opportunity that you're given.
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously, he's committed to Fremantle. Okay, that's going to be a job that you'll do for the whole year.
Absolutely fantastic.
You wouldn't go to Justin
about
Longmuir and say, listen, mate, I'll do 3 weeks and then just go on holidays.
Lekka, where are you going next Thursday, mate?
Oh, mate, I think the perfect time to get up north and go for a fish. So I'm just going to skip the footy season.
I don't know if anyone's got a better life than Mark Lacroix.
So Legger, you are going on holidays, what, for a week or so, are you?
I don't know how much Triple M are paying you guys, but they've funded my trip up north just over the one pre-season game.
They're taking 2 producers with you, 3 cameramen.
So you're just going for a week, aren't you? You'll be
a few months maybe.
Hang on, you're going for a few months up north.
On the start of the season.
It has to be done, doesn't it?
What did you say to Justin
I'm with you,
Longy?
Leg.
Can I ask when Justin Longy said, mate, we want you to come down, we need you to work with Fifey on his goal kick in, and did you say on my terms, did you?
I said no. I said I'm going on holidays in the season. So he said you can do the pre-season. I said all right, I'll do the pre-season. And
you wait about halfway through the season when they're going really well, top 2.
Just slide
back in. Will be pointed straight back to Perth, and I'll be.
Have you sent your invoice into Fremantle yet?
I haven't actually. Just reminded me.
So you're going up north. You're going to travel for 4 months up north. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to take the family away. So. Search for some football talent up there and maybe a few fish.
Homeschooling, or do you like it year 4 maths?
Year 4 maths, I'm struggling at the moment, so that's why I have to go this year because I will not be able to homeschool my daughter year 5.
We were walking in today, and I said, "Why are you going now?" He goes, "Because if I go in a couple of years' time, I'm no chance to homeschool. I wouldn't be able to look after."
Yeah, when my year 3 starts asking me these questions, I'm thinking, "Oh, geez, hang on here. Where's that Google again?"
You spent the best 10 years of your life in year 3 as well.
Did you know a true stat? I actually never did year 5. I did year 4 twice, missed year 5, right? Went straight to year 6. True. Yeah. Some say that might have been the problem. I moved to Victoria when I was into my year 4 year, and I think they were a bit.
Did you live in Victoria?
I lived in Victoria, yes.
How long for?
12 months.
Very good.
Yes. I wouldn't say I'm Victorian.
Private school.
But no, Robinvale Primary School it was, just up there on the Murray River.
What high school did you go to?
Went to Trinity College.
There you go, parents that are listening. Don't send your kids to Trinity College. You're looking for a good education. Send them down to Aquinas or something.
Absolutely. If you want your kid to aspire, there you go. Send him to Mr. Whippy and then send him to Trinity College.
We're going to take a break because the second half's coming our way. Oh, I'm very hungry right now. 5-7:37 the Dockers, the Eagles 4-6:30 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Someone's got to win the cash. Why not you?
Harley and Werribee, you're on the short standby list now to win $50,000.
Aaron from Lara. It's gotten you a little bit closer to getting a boat.
Wicked, thank you very much. Neil from Leopold, you are now on the standby list.
Beautiful, lovely work, Dave.
Listen to Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show live weekday mornings and lock it on Triple M all day at work, at home or in the car. And you could score Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show 50 grand payday.
Hello, welcome to Athena Home Loans.
Hi, I'm looking to refinance and I have a few questions.
Go for it.
So, how much are your application fees?
We don't have any.
What about ongoing or monthly fees?
We don't have any.
Exit fees?
No exit fees either.
Oh. So how do you stop people from leaving?
Well, we want them to leave us because they've paid down their loan.
Wow, you're not like other lenders.
No, we're not a bunch of bankers.
No fees, plus new extra low rates. See how much you can save at athena.com.au. Athena, love us and leave us. Standard credit criteria, terms, conditions and government charges apply.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Tradies, at National Tiles we know how extra valuable your time is in this current building boom, so we've streamlined how quickly we can serve you. Just go online and order from thousands of National Tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools for immediate delivery or pickup. No waiting, no delays. Yes, at National Tiles, our tradies are our VIPs, where we consistently strive to save you time and money every day of the year.
What's your health worth to you? If you're working around the clock, your health must come first. Nature Bee Power Pollen can help support your immune defences when you're burning the candle at both ends. The secret to Nature Bee is the process of potentiation. It means it's much easier for the body to digest, which means all those micronutrients are absorbed into the body. Grab 6 months supply for $140 plus delivery and get a bottle of Omega-3 for free. Get 10% off your first order at powerpollen.com.au.
Hi, I'm Sam Squires, sports journalist and host of On Her Game podcast, created in partnership with Puma. If you could be fearless about the future of women's sport, what would it look like? I've partnered with Puma to ask their top sporting icons from netball, track and field, AFL and rugby league what they want the future of women's sport to look like, and how we can achieve it. Search On Her Game podcast, created in partnership with Puma. Download the new Listener app now and listen for free.
Listener. Children aged 5 to 11 years can now receive their free COVID-19 vaccine. It's the best way to protect them, your family, and community. All vaccines are thoroughly tested before use and reduce a child's chances of getting sick. Talk to your GP, pharmacist, or healthcare professional if you have questions. Book now at australia.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
The next 30 seconds could save your life. Yes, you, listening right now. We know people tend to ignore a lingering cough. You tell yourself, it'll pass. But what if it doesn't? What if your cough isn't just a cough? If you've had a cough for more than 3 weeks, it could be an early sign of something serious like lung disease or lung cancer. Visit lungfoundation.com.au to complete our lung health checklist and speak to your GP.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Install the Ream.
Welcome back to the second half. You're at Optus. It's 3:05, 7:37. Lead West Coast by 7 points in the first round of the AAMI Community Series. And I reckon, Lecker, West Coast has performed better than what we thought in the first half of footy.
Yeah, they definitely have. Came here after last week expecting a bit of a drubbing, to be honest. For them to be 7 points down at half time, I think supporters, coaches, everyone alike would be pretty happy with that result. A bit of inaccurate kicking from both sides, so they could quite easily be in front. It's just the way that they've got their opportunities has probably not been as pretty as what Freo has when they've gone forward. They've got some ball out the back. West Coast at the moment, when they're getting their opportunities on goals, it's more of a kick to a contest. All the numbers are inside 50, bit of a scrap, and then they'll get a snap on goal or something like that. So, I mean, they're right in it. Let's be honest. Going into the third quarter, it's going to be a big quarter for them. I think they'll probably would have surprised themselves a little bit as well. So, I would expect it to be pretty heated going into the third quarter with the contest.
It's Tim Kelly leading the way for West Coast, and Embers on the other side. Andy Brayshaw just playing a starring role in that midfield.
Yeah, Brayshaw up to 12 touches at the moment. He's been just really super contest. His ability just to be able to know where the pressure's coming from. He gets his hands free, brings other players into the game, and he certainly worked really well with Sarong in that first half. So definitely I agree with Lecker. I think West Coast have played really well in the first half. They've certainly learned a lot from last week, and their pressure's definitely stepped up. The challenge now is to be able to do that over 4 quarters. We know that probably 10 of their best 22 are not out there. So can they do that? Can they sustain that pressure? Because if they don't, the game does open up. You would think that Fremantle, it'll certainly suit them. But some of the leading disposal getters in the first half, starting with West Coast, Tim Kelly, as we spoke about, he's up to 18 touches with it and found plenty of the football across half-back with 14. Tom Joyce, he's been good for the Eagles. He's had 12, Redden 11, and for the Fremantle Dockers, Heath Chapman, who had a really big second quarter, he's up to 16 touches now. Just looked super composed there across half-back. Sarong 13, Ryan and Brayshaw have both had 12 each.
And young Patrick Naish, he's flown over, hasn't get on the ground yet. It's a strange one, isn't it? He's flown all the way over for one game and hasn't got on the ground to touch the footy.
Well, you'd hope you'd get some game time in the second half then. Yeah, I don't know too much about him, to be honest, so it'd be good to see him get out there and have a run around.
As we go downstairs now to our favourite Brayshaw hammer, Hamish.
Yep, Lloyd Meek looking like he's heading straight out into the midfield, and Patrick Naish, I can see he's still introducing himself to the other half of the list that he hasn't met yet after coming down. But him, Xavier O'Neill and Callum Jamieson are all looking like they're ready to play this half.
Do you know much about him? I think he's living with Luke Shuey.
I don't know anything about him. I saw him on the Shuey Instagram this morning, but Victorian boy, played at Richmond, father-son, but didn't really get much of a look in, so hopefully he gets an opportunity here.
Chris Naish played a lot of footy for Richmond. I think it was around 143 games plus about 10 or 11 for Port Adelaide. Can I ask, just very quickly, friendships aside, What would you, if you were the West Coast Eagles list manager, do with Jack Darling? Would you make him inactive? Would you drop him off the list? Or would you just keep that spot and hope that he comes back?
I think at the moment they can't afford to get rid of someone with the likes of Jack Darling.
So you just stick to it. You just hope that he comes back.
You've got to hang in there and hope that he's going to end up back playing at some point.
Here we go to reset in the second half. A big hip and shoulder comes through from Witherden. He has just put Andy Brayshaw on his ass. And Brayshaw, in fact, gets back up. It's a strong fella was Brayshaw. Hand pass to Mundy. Spearing kick to Banfield. He marks 30 out straight in front.
Just fantastic by Brayshaw. Just keeps his head over the football. Witherden didn't do anything wrong. He just ran really hard at the contest and put a really good bump on. But, geez, you love the way that Brayshaw goes about it.
Would he be the toughest Brayshaw, do you reckon, going around?
Oh, certainly wouldn't be the heaviest.
As Evers taking the low-hanging fruit, as usual, as Banfield just leans back from 40. And looks like he's just squeezed it in as Bailey Banfield. Freo get their 6. They go to 6-7-43. West Coast 4-6-30. The margin is 13 points. 60 gone in the second term. Let's go downstairs to Hamish Brayshaw.
We have to let him have a go.
Yeah, no, thanks for that one, Embers. Certainly not the heaviest Brayshaw. Our oldest brother Will's got me. A nice little hit there, but good to see him bounce back up. Not the first time he's been punched in the face, so we should be right.
6-7-40. Dockers 4-6-30. Hamish Brayshaw doing a great job on the boundary. Where are you this year, Hamish? It's East Perth, isn't it? You're playing for?
Yeah, it is. The Mighty Royals.
He could be playing AFL this year.
Did you get a call from West Coast or Fremantle to be a train-on player?
No, I didn't. I'm pretty content with my 1-1. One win, one game. 100% win rate. Never going to change that one.
You don't want to read that. Good on you, home. We're out of the middle again. Quick kick out of the air, and it's going Fremantle's way. Switkowski's taken the mark. They're leading it by 13 now. This is a dangerous little period for West Coast, although they don't really care so much about winning and losing. They wouldn't want to be smacked in this second half. Mundy received the short pass to the top of the 50, and Henry's taken it. He's probably a little too far out to score. He'll be kicking from around 55. Plenty of action going on. Lloyd Meeks at full forward. Darcy there as well, hovering. Fist away by Nat Nui. Out to the top of the 45. Big tackle laid by Walters. Hand pass comes loose to Rioli. He can't gather it. Just looks a little yard off the pace at the moment. Here's Wilson for the Dockers to Henry. Trying to shrug off the tackle, but it's gone over the line and out of bounds. We'll throw it back into play. Willie, just that little step behind at the moment, getting used to the pace of the game.
Yeah, just not going his way at the moment. I'll tell you a funny story about Hamish, though. Yeah, I think his first year on the list at West Coast, he was playing down at East Perth against Claremont, and it forecast for 30-knot winds and just absolutely bucketing down. And he has come in with a skip in his step, and he said, "Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow." And we said, "Why's that?" And he said, "They don't call me the canoe for nothing." I'm that good in the wet. That's my nickname back home. And I think the stat line the next day read about 2 possessions.
He forgot to put the bung in. Sunk in the wet.
The ball's on the far side of the ground. Poor bloke's microphone's been turned off. Turn it back on. Let him have a crack back. Haim?
Nah, an excellent call from you, Lek. It was a leaky canoe that day. Just the 4 possessions for me down at Claremont Oval, but you live and you learn and you get that.
13 points, still that margin. Fremantle leading it. We've gone 3.5 minutes in this third term. Ball thrown back into play. Here's Kelly, been terrific. His hand pass misses the mark though. Rioli tried to help him out, and the ball went into the hands of Witherden. He's caught in a tackle by Switkowski and will ball it up far side of the grounds.
So do we know if Rory Lobb's out of the game? I think he might be at the moment.
Forward.
Meeks certainly.
Yeah, he's blacked out on the champion data stats, Embers. So I think Rory is done for the day as West Coast move it forward west. Hand pass intercepted though by Wilson. He goes back by hand to centre half, back to Mundy, turned over. Here's Petreski-Seaton, just leans back, and he's kicked a goal.
I think it might be Willie.
Yeah, in fact, it is Willie. So Willie's kicked it from 40, his first of the afternoon, second since coming back from that long absence away from the footy club. West Coast have their 5th, they're 5-6-36, Freo 6-7-43. The margin is 7 points, 4.5 gone in the third term.
let's go to Haim, who knows more about the injuries because he is boundary side.
Yeah, Rory Lobb's up here sitting on the bench in his training kit. He's got the mask on because obviously you're going to get COVID in the second half if you didn't have it in the first. So he's there, safe as anything. But no, he will play no further part in the game.
Very nice. So Sarong comes onto the ground. So too Hayden Young for the Fremantle Dockers. The margin sits at 7 now. So we wait for the bounce of the footy. 6-7 plays 5-6, 5 gone. Make sure you score enough to feed the whole team. Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. We're back in the middle. And it's Meek up against Nat Nui. Connor West has been very active, and Nat Nui was very rough on Meek. He just smashed him to the turf. And the free will go the big Freo Dockers way. Goes short to Schultz, who's wearing the number 5 this year, Adam Chera's old number. He'll kick inside, attacking 50. Pack or form. Frederick's there. The tap came from McGovern into the hands of Foley. He loses possession. Mr. Reliable Hearn gets it to Gav. Now to Barris, and then Barris kicks it out towards left half back. Oh, Dixon attacked it, but Wilson was there to take it. Dixon did really well, though, battled hard, and as the hand pass from Luke Ryan tried to go over the top to right half forward, Dixon got his hands to it and rushed it over the line and out of bounds.
And we've spoken about Hugh Dixon a few times so far in this game. Just his ability just to be able to compete, make a nuisance of himself. He might not kick 3 or 4, but he's certainly playing a role for West Coast so far in this game.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, the margin 7 points Freo's way. It's going to be a push in the back here. And the free kick's going to go to Connor West on the outer side wing. Hand pass off to Witherden. Over the top here is Gaff. He's got a bit of space. Just wheels and goes on the left. Left half forward. The high up and under kick. At the back is Petricelli. Bounces in front of him. Instead taken by Clark. Big tackle from Petricelli. Going in hard. A couple of Dockers. Croydon's got it. Langdon's got him. And the umpire says I'll throw it up. 15 out from West Coast goal.
Showed good strength there, Clark, because he was almost done for holding the ball with that tackle that was laid by Petricelli, just good enough to get the hands free.
So Dixon and Meek comes down to Ryan. Big tackle from Redden. And they'll throw it up again. Chapman's having a nice day down in defence with 16 red Zeds. As Dixon wins it, taken by Sarong. The high up and under outside 50. Over the top there is Schultz. He can't mark. Falls to Natanui, the back of the pack. A little hand pass inside. Comes back here to the Eagles, and Langdon, he's spearing pass, but it's been marked by Sarong just inside his defensive 50.
Naish about to come on for the West Coast Eagles for his first run, as Tommy said, arrived on Friday, and there is one spot available on West Coast list, so he's playing up against a couple of others to try and get that spot. As the ball's at left half forward, the kick inside attacking 50 beats Langdon, and it rolls over the line and out of bounds. 45 around from the Eagles' goal.
How do you think Shannon Hearn's feeling about this passage of play, sitting one out against Michael Frederick out the back here? His bunger's going on about 35 years of age, and I think he's just thinking, please don't get out the back.
He's not alongside him, he's smart. He's about 10 metres behind him to get a little bit of a head start.
Here's West, who gives it to Redden. He tried to get it to Nat Nui on hands and knees. It comes out, though, to Jordan Clark. His hand pass is a good one to the run of Wilson. Here we go, gents, because it's for the middle of the ground. Hand pass from Akers puts Wilson under pressure. He puts his head down, and there's a push in the back. It'll go Wilson's way, and he might have just hurt himself as well. He's holding onto his
shoulder.
He landed awkwardly, and he's in a lot of pain. So fingers crossed for him. He's not happy. He looks at the shoulder. What do you reckon, Leg? From here, it's hard to judge, but he's not going to take the kick. It's going to be Jordan Clark. So Hearn's a happy man because the play was slowed down, and Wilson's coming off the ground. Hamish will be all over that. We'll go to him in just a moment as Clark kicks to the top of the 50. Packle form. All the big men flew. Darcy was one of them. He can't trap it. Schultz caught in a big tackle by Connor West. He's loving throwing his weight around at the AFL level, the West Perth boy. Here's Kelly. Hand passes backwards to Barris. This is good play from West Coast. Quick kick forward from McGovern. Will go towards the boundary line. Will it be deliberate? Yes, it will be. And it'll be a Fremantle free kick. Young will take it. He'll go short to Sarong. 7 points the margin, and Sarong has it.
So Sarong Meeks goes short to Young, not 15, called play on. Young just turns and goes, spearing kick, but Brayshaw's dropped to sit up. Bit of pressure comes from Ryan. The Eagles going again, tap forward with a toe by Ryan out the back, but here's Alex Pearce. Just beats off Langdon with pace, comes inboard to Croydon, hand pass to Clark. Clark over the top, and they're on here, Freo. Here's Akers, just marks in front of, at the back, of Jones, and he goes short and finds Frederick. He's marked it, 40 out on a slight angle.
Freo forwards have found plenty of space inside forward 50 today because they've prepared to work hard, they've got the angles right, they've worked for each other, and the space has opened up because of the movement, and it's been hard for the Eagles defenders to defend, and the Eagles mids just haven't been able to get back quick enough into those holes.
So here comes Patrick Naish, the former Tiger. He runs on for the first time as Frederick leans back looking for his second, and he's hit the post. So had his kicking boots on last week, but not quite tonight for Michael Frederick, and Freo go to 6-8-44. The margin is 8 points, and we've gone 10 minutes here in the third term.
And Naish will get an early possession as well. The kick out went into his hands. That's the way you want to start your game, to try and impress. And kicks it along the line. Packle form over the top. Cox tried to fist it forward into the hands though of Gaff, who gave it off to Kelly. Kelly's kick in the direction of Dixon, being held by the jumper, took the one-hander as well. Now plays on. This kick is going to be just a little firm for Langdon. Might keep it in play though. Ryan's there to try and help him out, only 10 metres away from the goal line. And the umpire hovers and will ball it up quickly down to Hamish. Get just an injury update on Wilson as he heads to the rooms. Hame?
Yeah, he came off propping that arm, that right arm, so he's heading down in the rooms now with the trainers, so I'll let you know when he comes back up.
So the ball's thrown up again, tied to the boundary it is. The kick goes in the direction of Liam Ryan, and it's been rushed over again. Hey, does it look serious? I know it's hard to judge right now, but does it look serious?
Yeah, a little bit hard to judge. It looked like he copped a little stinger maybe from Witherden's knee when in that tackle, so yeah, pretty tough to judge at the moment. I'll see what happens when he comes back.
So hopefully some good news there as the ball gets thrown back in. Meek uses his body, did really well from the throw-in, gave it over to Henry, and Henry's kick up towards Frederick, and Frederick's off. He bounced to his feet and kicks in towards the middle of the ground. Might turn it over though. The kick wasn't so great. West goes with the numbers. Here's Dixon, received the hand pass, then goes and gets it again after he hand passed to pretty much the ground, to Barris, to Witherden. Witherden out wide to Gaff, and Gaff's got some run. Gaff will gather, and then on his left, kick inside, attacking 50. Williams is the man in front, couldn't take the mark. Sharking it is Rioli, or Ryan it is, kicks in the direction, and a good one to Jones. That was beautiful from Ryan.
The Eagles put up a video the other day and all the players had to say who was the best kick in.
Yeah.
Anyone that didn't say Liam Ryan is wrong.
He's wrong, yeah. No, that was good. Willie's pretty good as well once he gets here onto his boot. And Jones has a chance. He should kick this, Embers. If he wants to play round one, you kick this one.
You'd expect that he would put this right through the middle block.
And he does, Andrew. Exactly right. Very nice goal for Jermaine Jones, who trims that lead again back to 2 points. It's been a tight contest throughout this afternoon. 6-8-44 the Dockers, 6-6-42 the West Coast Eagles. 13 gone. That's on the Triple M scoreboard. And for Seabus Super, the man that's going on holidays, Mark Lecras.
If you're Jermaine Jones, the first thing you're doing right now is going straight over to Ryan and saying, thank you very much, I owe you a coffee, because he had no right to mark that footy. Anyone else, I don't think, could have hit him on the ground, but just a fantastic pass. I think we've mentioned a few times, if they can get the ball in the hands of Ryan, of Rioli, of Kennedy in that 50 to 60 metres out, generally they're going to hit it forward.
Well, you've seen the two goals the West Coast have kicked this quarter, and it's been the magic of Liam Ryan, the magic of Willie Rioli, that have just made something out of nothing and kicked 2 goals. That's the importance of those two players working together in this Eagles team.
So game on here at Optus. The margin is 2 points Freo's way as Meek and Williams go at it, and Williams dives back on. Here's Tim Kelly again. He's having a sensational afternoon. Has a bounce hand pass out wide. Here's Naish. Just tries to beat one, can't beat a second. His hand pass intercepted by Young. And he's tackled strongly there by Jones. Looking like holding the ball, but the umpire says I'll throw it up on the near side wing. So Naish getting a couple of early touches. Good to see. Here's Williams and Meek. Meek wins it. Down to Brodie, to Mundy. Back to Brayshaw. A high kick. McGovern by himself here goes up. But Schultz comes in late, but he's given away a free kick, and McGovern will take it at right half back here for West Coast. Comes short. Back here to Naish. He'll have his third touch in about a couple of minutes. Goes short to Kelly, but the bounce in front of him. Mundy just goes and picks it up. Hand pass back to Young, to Meek, to Brody. It's a free over to time here at half back. They go across the ground. The mark's taken here by Alex Pearce.
Pearce has it. 35 out from his defensive goal. We'll bring it back to this broadcast side. To Cox. Cox will kick it to the wing. That's a beautiful kick. He had 3 Eagles surrounding Meek, and he found Meek nicely, who then kicks it further afield to Walters. So it's 2 points, Freo's advantage, and Walters has it on the wing. Naish stands the mark. He kicks in the direction of Switkowski. Switkowski will gather it. Shrugged off McGovern. Did really well. Then lobbed a hand pass to Brayshaw. Might have put him in trouble. No, he didn't put him in trouble. Brayshaw shrugged off the tackle. Then kicked to the goal line. The mark's been taken deep in defence for the Eagles. And it's Foley who's taken it. Short pass to Hoff. And Hoff tight to the boundary. A couple of metres away from his goal line. No hassle for Hoff.
Took you 3 quarters lock.
Well, he hasn't had many touches, so I've just been waiting. But anyway, should have saved it for the regular season.
I just didn't want to be the first one to do it. So.
You could laugh a little more. Sure pass is good to Witherden. Still 2 points, the Dockers. Witherden has it tight to the boundary. What are you laughing at?
Well,
the
first fight that he gets in, that's the call, right? When he's having a bit of a push and a shove with someone. Watch the footy.
Okay, no worries.
Goal!
The goal has been kicked, and it's a bit of a beauty. Cup will be the man who's sprung onto it and kicked it through the big stick. 7-8-50 plays 6-6-42.
Well, then with a push and a shove, you'll say don't hassle the Hoff.
Oh,
that's right.
Okay.
But again, West Coast has turned the footy over here, and Banfield's been important for the Eagles today. He's
for the Dockers?
For the Fremantle. He's worked hard and he's got up the ground. He's used the footy well. He's certainly one of those players that will be really keen to cement a spot this year. 3 goals last week, Bailey Banfield, and Collier another one. So, Eagles, their pressure's been good, but you just feel at the moment, once this game opens up, that Fremantle starting to look quite dangerous.
Yeah, that was a costly turnover. Straight up the other end for a goal. Banfield, you're right. He has been impressive the last couple of weeks. The way he's worked on his forward craft over the past year has taken some big leaps in that area.
McDonald's and Reen, hot water. The margin is 8 points Freo's way. The ball's bounced again, Redden. He's just been picked up by Darcy like a rag doll. And the umpire said that's holding the ball. Looked pretty stiff. Darcy goes short to Brody. Brody inside 50. Here comes Frederick. They're going back with the fight of the ball. The mark's taken by Hoff. Your man, Hassel, goes short and finds Hearn. And he comes across the ground. And it's a kick, in fact, has been turned over. It goes to Akers inside 50. Going back, McGovern. Big spoil comes over the top. Here's Tabernar to Schultz. Schultz, big tackle by Barris. In the left forward pocket. The umpire says I'll have it and I'll throw it up. The margin is 8 points Freo's way. 18 minutes gone here in the third term for McDonald's and Reen Hopwater. As Darcy and Williams. Darcy just gets rid of Williams. Schultz falls to the back here to Gaff. A big high up and down the trademark kick from Gaff. Young can't mark. Kennedy's there. So's Rioli. Here's Clark on hands and knees. Just tackled by Langdon to Akers to Ryan. Back to Chapman. Big tackle by Rioli. He's got him caught. Comes out though to Clark. Here goes Freo through Akers. He bursts through the middle long. Goes towards Darcy. Can't mark the footy. At the front of the pack is McGovern. He gathers. He's tackled strongly. Comes out to Frederick. Tries to pick it up, but he can't. Goes across the boundary line. Right forward pocket here for Freo.
Freo's hands really good in close before Akers and Clark. And just clean. It's a big difference when you clean around the contest. You give yourself a chance of winning it and then moving it quickly. For his stoppage inside forward 50 now.
19 gone. 8 points is Freo's lead in the third quarter. The kick to the middle of the ground. Young fumbled the mark as he tried to dive to the ground, so high contact as well. It's going to go Fremantle's way. And Jordan Clark takes the free kick, now told to play on. Hand pass is a good one out wide to Cox. Nearly ran himself into trouble. Here's Brody, gives it to Brayshaw. Snap around the corner. His kick was smothered. He goes back to try and get it. Leaves it for Young. Good hand pass back to Brodie. And at the top of the 50, just kicks it to this broadcast side. And Akers has been good, especially in this third quarter, has taken the mark. Trying to prove himself. Become a regular in this Fremantle team after a stint with St Kilda. Been a Docker for a couple of years now. The kick inside attacking 50. Gathered by Foley for West Coast. To Williams, to Rotham. And now to Naish, and then Naish will kick it in the direction of Kennedy. Kennedy gathers it, trying to get round a couple, has to get rid of it. Kennedy just got his boot to ball. To Langdon, to Naish. Well done to the youngster. He gets it on the right and kicks it in the direction of Dixon, who takes another mark. Impressive stuff. New onto the list, taking a few grabs, having a few possessions. Had Petruccelli running past, decided to kick now to the top of the 50. It's dangerous because Mundy was chasing it. Neither got hands to it. Mundy, now it's in the hands of Gaff. Very slow to get rid of it. Gaffey, his hand pass is a little loose. Witherden, inside attacking 50. To Rioli, some classy stuff from Willie, although his kick wasn't so great. He went the sidestep and then kicked it out of bounds on the full.
West Coast looking a little bit tired in that bit of play. A big grab by Dixon.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
He was outnumbered there. If he didn't mark that footy and it hit the ground, there was 4 Fremantle defenders that were ready to swoop. So he's given a couple of good contests for him.
So a horrible kick from Chapman. It's going to be a turnover West. Hand pass inside, but a strong tackle's laid there, and Freo will just hold things up at centre-half forward for the West Coast Eagles.
And young Naish has certainly done some good things since coming on the ground in this third quarter. So we know that there is one spot available there at the moment. He's certainly putting his hand up. He's looked quite composed and used the footy well.
Yeah, 5 touches so far for him. And Tommy Joyce done well, of course, the former Brisbane Lion. As the ball goes deep back inside West Coast forward 50. Young from the front, can't mark. Kennedy try to spoil, comes back here towards Fremantle and Lowe. Just hand pass over the top to Clark. And it's the left half back here for Freo. Young, little 1-2. And he gets it back over the top here to Schultz with the hand pass inside. Looks for Akers. He's got it again, having plenty of the footy as Akers. Little hand pass inside to Clark. He goes long down the line, and Trav Collier's done well here. Just spoiled it in front of Barris. Comes back to Sarong. Here's Brayshaw just outside 50. Long and all by himself in the pocket is big Lloyd Meek. So Meek's marked it 5 metres out from goal in the angle. He comes across the ground, and Mundy's got it on the left. Snap, shelling peas. David Mundy has missed. He's 15 metres out, Embers. 15 metres out. He's played 4,000 games.
David Mundy shelling peas and misses. Yeah, big call, Tom.
Kick that.
7-9-51 plays 6-6-42. We'll go to Hamish down on the boundary in just a moment. Short pass is to the Hoff again. Surely the Baywatch music starts at some stage when the Hoff has the footy in hand. He's turned it over though. Oh no, he hasn't. Went through the hands of Brayshaw. Petruccelli to Barris. And now to Naish. Just stepped around his opponent and then kicked to the middle of the ground.
Give him a contract.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's West. West gathers on the run, kicks to the top of the 50 to Rioli, and he'll go back. He's got a man running in Gaff. Put a hand pass, decide to go to his mate and Ryan. That was classy stuff, and Ryan will go back from 45. Haim on the boundary.
Yeah, no sign of Nathan Wilson up here yet. The Freo doctors have come up and have been talking with the trainers, but still no sign of him, so still downstairs getting assessed. And Cal Jamieson and Xavier O'Neill still sitting on their COVID-friendly chairs.
So Ryan will kick for goal from 45 out.
So what I like about Naish, he's on the boundary line, he's under pressure, he can just go long to a contest, but he's got composure to be able to step around. That inside kick into the corridor opens up the other side of the ground, which allows Rioli to get the ball to Ryan.
And Ryan a chance to kick a goal for the West Coast Eagles, and he does. Nails the 6-pointer. And the Eagles continue to fight away. They're 7-6-48. They trail Fremantle 7-9-51. That's on the Triple M scoreboard. What I might just say about him is hasn't played a lot of AFL games, but he was at Richmond during their prime. Yeah. Would have been a very tough team to get into, and West Coast have until Wednesday to make a decision on that final spot.
He's not doing his chances any harm.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's been good.
Tom Joyce has also had a fair few possessions, so if they like him, he's another one that they'll be looking at.
He's had 14, and Naish has had 7 in about 5 or 6 minutes of play.
going on that
Where's
aggregate.
where's Nash playing at the moment? Is he cross half back?
He's on the far wing.
Far wing, yeah, okay. And Joyce is playing across half back.
So the margin is 3 points in Freo's way. We've gone 24.5 in the third term as Nat Nui laying on the ground just comes out towards Redden. Big tackle laid on Darcy. Brayshaw does some bullocking work. Hand pass from Darcy was good to Brody. Big tackle though laid by Rioli. In fact, the umpire says it's in the back, and the free kick here will go to Blake Acres.
Rioli's getting better as the game goes on, and I think that's going to be real encouraging signs for West Coast. We know he's missed so much football, but the more he's out there, and things happen when Willie Rioli's around, and I think the key for him will be continuity, consistency, and he'll get better with every game.
So Acres has his 20th touch, goes short to Chapman, who's called to play on. He's had plenty of footy as well, but his kick's been turned over, and the mark's been taken by Foley. Showed some good signs last year to Luke Foley down at half back. He goes short and finds Barris just inside his defensive 50. The margin is 3 points. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy goes to Rotham. Across the ground now. Back to Foley. He goes short down the line. The mark's taken here by Jones. Hard up against the boundary line is Jermaine Jones. At half back. Jones goes long. Here's Dixon. Big strong hands, can't mark. Comes across to Brody, to Clark. The two new recruits. His hand pass though has missed it, and Ryan's going to pick it up. In fact, he can't gather it. Goes again though, and the ball's just held in. Several players dive in. Tim Kelly wants a holding the ball inside forward 50. The umpire says no, I'll throw it up.
That's that composure piece from Jordan Clark. Gets a lot of the footy, wants to move it really quickly, but just has to make sure that he hits that target with that handball, or he's going to cough up goals in his back half.
26.5 gone in the third quarter. It's 3 points. The lead for the Fremantle Dockers. Here's Dixon, hands it off to West. He lost possession, holding the man. So the ball must have just come out of his hands. He was held onto afterwards, and West will go back pretty much straight in front, 30 out. He's had a good game as well for West Coast.
Yeah, he has. He's the sort of player that just cracks into the contest. He can go forward a little bit as well. So he has had a good game. West Coast have got their tails up here a little bit. They can sense the chance to get in front.
So they can get in front as we approach three-quarter time. West straight in front, and he's happy with it. That's a beautiful kick straight through the middle. So West Coast have taken the lead in the pre-season derby. They're 8-6-54. They lead the Fremantle Dockers 7-9-51. It's been a 27.5 minute quarter so far. And Connor West, son of Robbie, a Sandover medalist, kicks a nice goal.
Yes, so 4-2 in this quarter in favour of the West Coast Eagles. They're played in their forward half. They won the inside 50 entries. They've been good around the contest, and that particular time they were first, and from those stoppages, if you're first, got your head over the football, you give yourself a chance of not just winning the footy, but if you don't win it, then getting the rub of the green. So West, with all those West Coast Eagles stars out at the moment, he'll certainly be looking to cement his spot in the Eagles team in the first few rounds.
So the margin is 3 points in West Coast way. We see a shot. A few of the injured boys sitting in the stands watching on here at Optus Stadium as Brody's hand pass just hits the deck. And Brayshaw's all tied up by Nat Nui. And we'll throw it up again in the centre of the grounds. As Meek does the ruck work, just gets over the top of Nick Nat and pushes it towards Witherden. Hand pass to Kelly. The mark can't be taken there by Logue, and a strong tackle's laid on him by two Eagles. The umpire will throw it up. Centre half forward here for West Coast.
Really like Griffin Logue as a player. He gets the best forward from the opposition. He's strong, he's hard at the contest.
So Kelly to Redden, inside 50 though. It's been turned over, the mark's been taken by Ryan. He comes across the grounds, Jordan Clark, and that's going to be a 50. And I'm guessing it's going to be for abusing the umpire. I'm not sure what else it could be for, Embers.
I think he went over the mark. Like just went a little too far.
Quick.
Yeah, it was very, very tough.
So Clark goes short and finds Cox, who wants to go by hand, decides not to, swings inboard, and Cox goes long. Tabernar over the top is Meek. Nat Nui tries to rove it, but at the ground here it's Schultz. His kick is smothered by Nat Nui. Kelly again, hand pass to Jones. Jones over the top, but only one man there, and that is Pearce, but he's dropped a sitter, putting pressure on his Petrocelli. He dives in over the top of Pearce. Dixon's there as well. A couple of Dockers players chime in. Here's Clark, beats one in West. Hand pass off to hit Cox, goes back to Clark. And that hits three-quarter time. West Coast 4 goals for 2 in the third term. They lead by 3 points, 8-6-54. Freo 7-9-51 for McDonald's of Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Install the Ream.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
A nudist home in Queensland is desperately seeking flatmates. Loz, here's your opportunity. With a clothing optional attitude. Comes with lots of amenities like a photography/film studio, swimming pool, ping pong table. Oh my lord.
Well, good for them.
Each to their own.
You do
Enjoy
you.
it. You do you. And the rest of the house if you get a chance.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
At CMI Hino, our expert sales team makes sure your truck is legal and compliant. Visit our Derrimut showroom today.
CMI Hino, Melbourne's home of Hino trucks.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Tradies, at National Tiles we know how extra valuable your time is in this current building boom, so we've streamlined how quickly we can serve you. Just go online and order from thousands of National Tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools for immediate delivery or pickup. No waiting, no delays. Yes, at National Tiles our tradies are our VIPs, where we consistently strive to save you time and money every day of the year.
Get ready. Under the Southern Stars is rolling in with a huge night of rock. Cheap Trick. Stone Temple Pilots. Bush. A new edition, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. More. Saturday, March 12, Hastings, Foreshore, Mornington, and Wednesday, March 16, Margaret Court Arena. On sale now at undertheSouthernStars.com.au. All previous tickets 100% valid.
Me, get delivery like me. See, big twisty, gotta eat. I get mine every day, every week. Chicken wings in the crib, I'm sitting there.
A whole fish, Vietnamese. Pass me the knock-knack sauce, please. Smash apple to the chateau, yeah. Did somebody say
MENULOG? Menulog.
Before the AFL season kicks off, the game has already begun. Stan takes you inside the deals and dramas of the AFL in the Stan original documentary series, Show Me the Money.
I actually thought those meetings were private and confidential.
As the players' agents go head-to-head, building premiership teams.
This is the most unbelievable trade period I've ever seen in my life.
The brand new Stan original documentary series, Show Me the Money, premieres Thursday, only on Stan.
Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop.
When it comes to workshop machinery and machine tool accessories, Hare and Forbes Machinery House are your one-stop machinery shop. From tooling to woodworking, spare parts and servicing, when you become a Machinery House mate, we'll look after you like a mate, as we have done since 1930. See the full range at machineryhouse.com.au.
Hare and Forbes Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop.
For Abbots Road, Dandenong South.
You can't go past the IGA Big Deal Sale for great specials right across the store. Like Thins chips, 150 to 175 gram selected varieties, only $1.87 each. That's half price. Now at your local IGA. Offer ends March 8. Participating stores only.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to feed the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNugget pack.
So last week in a pre-season derby, it was 90-plus points. Fremantle beat West Coast Eagles, and at three-quarter time here at Optus Stadium in front of no one except for the Triple M commentary box. There's two cameramen. There's a commentary box just for Triple M. That's it. And the Eagles lead by 3 points.
And Mr. Whippy that sort of comes in here a little bit during the second.
He must have been listening, Mr.
He had
Whippy.
to. There he is. He's back again.
There's no
Who
fruit
would have
up.
thought? Hey, Mr. Whippy, he'll go broke today. he's been cruising around.
You want to keep that quiet, otherwise I think I can see Jeremy McGovern perk up. He's quickly just run out of the stadium for a cheeky ice cream.
I've got to go. I'm injured.
West Coast a lot better that quarter, Lock.
Yeah.
I thought their pressure around the contest was really good, and they just created opportunities inside forward 50. We spoke about the magic of Willie Rioli, set a goal up. Kicked one himself. Liam Ryan looked exciting in there. We saw Naish come in that third quarter, find a fair bit of football and was really composed as well. So Adam Simpson would be wrapped with their effort and their endeavour. They're 3 quarters of hard football and they've certainly given a really good contest. So Fremantle, on the other hand, they've certainly looked like the better side. You feel whilst they are trailing at 3-quarter time, they just they've used the footy quite well. Their speed across half-back has been really good. Jordan Clark's up to 20 touches now. Brayshaw's been super through the middle. We've spoken about Akers. He's another player that's found plenty off the football for them. Chapman's looked really strong across half-back. He's going to be an absolute star. Tabernar, he had probably a really good first quarter. Dropped off a little bit in that third quarter, but I think Fremantle would certainly be really keen to run this game out, and West Coast got to really ensure that they put in a 4-quarter effort.
Yeah, West Coast to be happy with that quarter. I mean, for a couple of years now, we're sitting there saying who's going to stand up for West Coast. I think among the leading possession getters that quarter is Witherden, Dixon, West, Naish, Joyce, all these names we haven't really heard of. For Freo, it's just a matter of get through now.
So Nat Nui climbs high and wins it down, and free kick's going to go the way, I think, of Andy Brayshaw here, being held by Tim Kelly. In fact, they've paid advantage. And the elite man himself, Switkowski's got it and goes short and finds Liam Henry. Liam Henry goes short and finds Mundy, who's just making his way slowly into the game, is David Mundy. Old father time. He's right half 40 for Freo. Pops it long. Darcy's there. 3 Eagles converge. Barris and McGovern bring it to ground. Comes to Tabernar. He just threw it out. Shannon Hearn lays a big tackle. Comes out the back here to Barris. He goes by hand to Gaff. Gaff just slaps it on the boot. And turnover. The mark's been taken by Lowe. Goes short to Clark. And he goes short again. Strong mark. Strong hands from Schultze. He's marked at 48 from home in front of Willie Rioli. He'll go back and try and kick Freo's 8th.
Like that forward line pressure there from Fremantle. Andrew Gaff got footy in his hand. Gaff wants to be composed. He wants to find a target out of his D50, but he's forced to kick it quickly because Freo just didn't give up the chase. And they set up well behind the footy. Logue did well, and then just composure from Jordan Clark to find Schultz. So that was good play there by Fremantle.
So Schultz from 50 just loads up and goes long, and he's just hung it out to the right-hand side, and Freo go to 7-10-52. The margin back to 2 points, 1.5 gone here in the third term on the Triple M scoreboard.
Let's go to Hamish Brayshaw on the boundary with an update, hopefully, Hame, on Nathan Wilson.
Yeah, it doesn't look overly good for Nathan, unfortunately. He came up here at 3-quarter time, was getting the commiserations, what it looked like from his teammates and some physios. I think it's a little bit more sinister than potentially a little stinger, so we'll see how he goes. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
That's not good. He was hoping to become a regular member, so the kick-out wasn't so great for West Coast. It pretty much went straight into the hands of Michael Walters, who's got a chance to kick a goal early in this final term. 2 minutes gone, and Sun has it 45 out, slideish angle. He's usually very reliable, and on this one he nails it. So a handy one. The Dockers with a couple of scoring shots. That one's a real good one. They're 8-10-58. They lead the West Coast Eagles 8-6-54. 4 points the margin. That's on the Triple M scoreboard, and for Choice Hotels around the grounds. We'll get a cricket update in a moment, but Lecker, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, the mindset for Fremantle now, I think they'd be happy with how their pre-season has gone. It'll be let's just get through, make sure there's no more injuries. Lobb's gone down today, Wilson's gone down, which potentially looked like maybe a collarbone injury. Embers, you would probably know more about the shoulders than I do, but I think the sting will probably come out of the game in this last quarter for them, but good to see Michael Walters hit the scoreboard.
Absolutely, and around the grounds, Choice Hotels 2 for 227. Marnus is on 38, not out. Steve Smith on 12. Tommy?
Nat Nui wins it down, but Mundy's standing in front of Redden. In fact, Gaff's there as well, and Gaffy just on hands and knees, can't get it out. Nick Nat does. Hand pass towards Rioli. Turnover there by Brayshaw. Little 1-2 with Logue. Sharp work by Andy Brayshaw. Comes wide here to Ryan. He finds Henry. The marks in front of Jackson Nelson on this near side wing.
What do you reckon Jackson Nelson's best position is, Lecker?
It's a difficult one. I think he's sort of that half back, I think, was his position when I was on the team that he was trying to break into. But West Coast have always been really strong throughout that position on the list. So he's got really good fitness. He could probably use a little bit more composure with the footy when he gets it. He's been trialled up on the wing at the moment. Sort of bloke that can run with players as well. It's probably reminds me a little bit of Mark Hutchings.
Yep.
If there's a role there like that for him, then I think he could fill it.
The ball's moved along here to the near side wing as a blood rule. And coming off is Andrew Gaff. It is seeping out of his right eye. We'll go down to Hamish Brayshaw shortly as the ball's going to be thrown in here. Smack bang on the wing as Williams and Darcy. Darcy with a big hit out comes to way of Croden. He's got plenty of speed as Mitch Croden. Hand passes off. Goes to Walters, swings onto the left, deep inside 50. At the back here is Tabernar. It bounces behind him. And in fact, a free kick's going to go the way of West Coast. And McGovern's going to take it. Hamish, plenty of blood coming out of Andrew Gaff.
Yeah, just a little split above the right eye, or left eye, I think. So he's just getting that one strapped up by the docks. I don't think there's anything too much in it, so he should be out in a little bit.
Good on you, Haim, as West Coast have it. This is Hoff. He'll kick it up towards the wing through the hands of Ryan. Usually eats them up, and gathered by Hugh Dixon. He's caught in a tackle and will ball it up. So right half forward for the Fremantle Dockers. Darcy taps it down. Another possession for Brayshaw. Just got the hands to get the hand pass clear. Switkowski paddled in the direction of Walters, who was taken, I thought, high, but anyway, good tackle, said the umpire from Hearn, and we'll ball it up. 55 out from Fremantle's goal. So 4. Yep, and that's probably why I thought he was taken high, because he's coming off with a blood rule, Michael Walters.
Generally, you don't go off with a split head if you don't get taken high.
That's right. Anyway, 55 out, 4 points to margin. Fremantle lead it, 5.5 gone in the final term here. No crowd in attendance for Optus Stadium. Bit of a shame for the diehards that would have liked to have seen their two teams play, but round one's not too far away. Here's Henry, lobs a hand pass in the direction of Banfield. Banfield's kick to the top of the square. Packle form, fisted away. Comes through the hands of Brayshaw. Just a little bit of a fumble at the crucial stage. Here's Young. His kick was touched. Gathered by Petrocelli. With a bit of speed. The handball was to Kennedy. He's turned it over. Collier gathers. 55 out. Kicks towards the goal square. And Taverner's had the ball tapped out of his hands and over the line. So we'll throw it back. Taverner's been a little quiet in this second half.
Started the game very well. I think he had 9 touches in the first quarter, led up, but Barris and McGovern have done really well just to close down his space. But I think the Eagles midfielders, their pressure up the ground's been a lot better, which hasn't allowed Tabernar the time and space that he got earlier in the game.
So the margin is 4 points in Freo's way as the boundary throw-in comes in and no one can gather cleanly. Akers beats 1, beats 2, gives to Darcy, the check side from the big fella. And he's kicked it. Big Sean Darcy showing a bit of fancy skills on the left foot, and he gets Freo's 9th, 9-10-64. West Coast 8-6-54. The margin 10 points. 7 minutes gone in the final term.
Really well done by Blake Akers there, just to fight his way out of that contest and give the hands off to Sean Darcy. And it's not often you see a ruckman finish like that, Embers. He must have taken something out of those Ford Craft sessions I did while I was young.
Doesn't take long for Lecky to...
I'm claiming it.
He's a good forward, Sean Darcy. I think he could actually, you don't want to because he's such a great ruckman, but he could go 50% in the forward line and finish with 2-3 goals a game.
Well, Lloyd Meeker's really stood up in the ruck as well, so it might give him the ability to go forward if they're going to pick 2 ruckmen.
Remember the start of last year, the first 3 or 4 games, he actually made himself as a key forward.
Well, because he was coming back from injury, he didn't play in the ruck so much,
and he really got his season going after that. He had a big pre-season, so he's a super player, Darcy. He's got himself extremely fit, and he can play through the middle, and of course he can play up forward too.
Here's Kelly out of the middle, kicks to the top of the 50, and Jones the great mates combine. Jones has taken a good mark. He's a long way out, though. He'll kick it to the goal square. Ryan is hovering. That's a beautiful kick. It's going to make the distance. No, it's going to be... Oh, there's a blocking free kick against the Fremantle Dockers. And Dixon, I would say, is going to take the free.
Or is it
Ryan? Flying Ryan was coming from behind. And they stood in his path. So Liam Ryan from straight in front should nail it. Kick another goal for West Coast. Keep it nice and interesting. And it's now back to a 4-point ball game. Been nice and tight. 9-6-60 West Coast. The Dockers 9-10-64. That's on the Triple M scoreboard. And for Seabus Super, here's Embers and Mark Lacroix.
Yeah, just have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Not a great deal in it. It was Hayden Young just sort of coming across, noticing that Ryan had got a bit of a split there and was looking to fly and just made a little bit of contact there. I've seen those ones not get paid before, but West Coast certainly have been really impressive today on the back of a very disappointing performance last week. They certainly would have had a look at the tape. They would have had a look at a lot of the areas where they need to improve and get better, and their contest work. They haven't allowed Fremantle much space, and they've certainly been able to at least stay with Fremantle so far in this game.
If you're Adam Simpson, boys, do you leave Tim Kelly and Nick Nat out there?
That's a good question. I think for confidence sake, you definitely do. If you can walk away from this game either taking a victory or keeping it close, there's still two for round one. So I would be trying to get as much out of this game as I possibly can, just for confidence. A lot of young guys in this side right now that will take something away from this game. If they get blown out in the last quarter, I don't think that's a good sign.
Yeah, right on cue. Nick Nat wins the clearance. It's ended up with Dixon, who's marked it. Right half forward for West Coast, smack bang on the 50-metre line. As the Eagles trail by 4 points, 10.5 gone here in the final term from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Hugh Dixon, of course, taken with pick 44 by the Fremantle Dockers in 2017. Played just the one game. Will kick from 55. It's going to fall a fraction short. Williams is there. At the back is Ryan. Comes to the front, picked up though by Chapman. Hand pass to Clark. He slaps it on the left boot. Clears the defensive 50. Collier's there, but plenty of Eagles too. And it comes here to Hearn. Hand pass back here to Witherden. Touch kick. It's going to be play on. Ryan's marked it, but the umpire says you've got to keep it moving. Comes back here to Jordan Clark. He's had a field day. 23 touches for Jordan Clark. Once again, no, it's come outside 50 and marked by Shannon Hearn.
4 points that margin. 11 gone. Fremantle lead it. West Coast with the ball in their hands. And they're looking inside 50.
Move it on. Play on.
Told to play on now is Joyce. He'll kick it in the direction of Williams. Couldn't take the mark. Lloyd Meek working hard to try and get rid of the footy. And there's going to be a free kick. It's going Freo's way. A high tackle laid by Langdon. And the Dockers will receive it deep in their defensive half. It's Brody, the man who will take the free. Had a good solid game. It's traded to Fremantle in the off-season.
Salary cap dump, wasn't it, Locke?
Yeah. Which is interesting. Here's Collier to Switkowski. Draws a player to Sarong, to Collier, who just continues to run now. Can kick it inside attacking 50. Frederick on the end of it. Had a bit of juggle and then took the mark, and he'll go back and kick from goal at about 15 metres out. That's the way we want to see Fremantle play.
Really good passage of play there. Their hands are really sharp. Collier's worked hard all day, and so has Frederick as well. When they get a sniff out the back, really hard to stop. They're two of the quicker guys in the competition. Freo at times in the past have let themselves down once they got out with their handball chain. They've been much sharper today.
So we're still waiting for O'Neill and Jamison to come on the grounds as Frederick kicks at goal. He's already kicked one and he's missed that one. So he's had a couple of misses now.
1-4.
1-4. He kicked 5 last week. Yes. Thinking, well, I'll have 5 shots this week, but I'll stuff a few up, Embers. Take it away, Tommy.
As Hearn kicks a absolute laser 70-metre kick, and it's come out wide now to the Eagles, and they stream on the outer wing. That man again, TK, he's just racking up the touches. Comes back in ball with a strange option back to Rotham. Hand pass over the top. And it's been taken here by Foley. He's on the outer wing, goes long. It's going to be a turnover though. And Luke Ryan's marked it in the left back pocket for Freo. He goes short and finds Hayden Young. So Hayden Young, half back here for the Fremantle Dockers, goes short as they lead by 5 points about halfway through the final term. Goes short again. Logue, a bit casual from Logue. The spoil came from Witherden. On hands and knees is Jones. Comes to Rioli. Solid tackle laid by Clark. Comes out to Petruccelli. In fact, it's Gaff. He's got his face taped up after that knock. As Jones is on hands and knees. In a bit of trouble here for West Coast. The umpire's going to throw it up at centre-half forward for West Coast. Here's Naish. Can't gather it. Meek does to Croden. Swikowski dives in. Comes back to Joyce. Kelly again goes. It's another touch. In fact, he's taken high. A free kick will go to Tim Kelly. He's had 29 touches here, Tim Kelly. This will be his 30th, 14 contested.
He's worked really well with Nick Nat today, and he's taken responsibility through that midfield.
So Kelly goes inside 50, but that's a poor kick, and the mark's been taken back there by big Lloyd Meek.
Big JK with his hands up in the air. Just saying, if you're going to go long to the top of the goal square, that's where I'm standing. Don't kick it to a small fella.
Meek comes to this broadcast side. Rotham flying a little early though. Couldn't take the mark. Henry's there for Fremantle, but his hand pass has been turned over. Petruccelli trapping it. Here's the Hoff. He kicks inside, attacking 50. Plenty of Dockers there. JK did really well to make a contest of it. Oh, Cox could be in a little bit of trouble. Good tackle laid on him. Comes free. Here's Henry. Tight to the boundary. Kicks in the direction of Walters. Right half back takes it. Looks further afield. Switkowski runs. Takes a good mark. So just defensive side of the wing, Switkowski. They lead by 5 points, the Fremantle Dockers, 15 gone. The result, not a major thing, but it would be handy for the confidence of the West Coast Eagles after a horror summer. Walters told to play on. Gets on his left and kicks it further afield. Hackle form, and Banfield decides to fist it over the boundary line. Reset, 70 out from their attacking goal. Throw it back into play. Embers and Mark Lecraft for Seabus Super. As the ball comes back in, Nat Nui from behind. Meek taps it down, but Sarong was the man who gathered it. His hand pass was a little loose. Working hard, Connor West, always working hard. He's caught in a tackle again. They've crept inside, attacking 50, the Fremantle Dockers. But we've got another ball up. 9-11-65, the Dockers. West Coast 9-6-60, 16 gone.
Nat Nui just takes it out of the ruck and just slaps it on the boot to the near side wing. There is Brendan Cox, can't gather. Williams does. He's going to hand pass here and he goes inside to Joyce. Joyce just pivots on a step and goes inside. Touch ball, play on. Gaps there. So's Sarong. It falls over Petreski-Seaton. Bullet pass and he's found Jones. And they're on here. West Coast. Jones just wheels and goes. Out the back here is Kennedy. Has to turn. Pearce has got him for pace. Big tackle though by Kennedy. Falls to Cox. He goes here to Logue just by himself at full back and goes out wide. And the mark's taken all the way out there by the Dockers, by Akers. And he goes short and finds Ryan.
You see the difference in composure from about that 70 metres out when the likes of Willie Rioli or Liam Ryan get it as opposed to Jermaine Jones. He probably had a little bit more time there just to let Josh Kennedy do his work. Just rushed the ball inside 50 and Fremantle just had the numbers to lap it up.
Seabus Super there with Lecker as the Dockers lead by 5 points and Sarong's got it on the outer wing. Wheels and goes. A big long kick at the back here as Jamison just come onto the ground. It's full though here for Walters. Little grubber kick from the pocket from Sun. And I think he's got it. I think he's done a Sean Darcy and kicked a beauty from the pocket and Walters increases Freo's lead. They go 10-11-71. West Coast 9-6-60. The margin 11 points, 17.5 gone in the fourth term on the Triple M scoreboard.
And Nick Nat resting up now, you'd have to say, as you said, Tommy, 17 gone. So, another 10-15 minutes remaining and Jamison's come on the ground for him.
Yeah, you'd think you probably want to wrap Nick Nat up now for the West Coast Eagles. But just a good transition again from the Fremantle Dockers. And West Coast, to their credit, they've been able to slow their ball movement down at times today, but you can certainly see what Fremantle are trying to do when they win that footy across half back. They want to move it and go quickly, and their forwards, they are getting high and they're working really hard back inside forward 50. And Walters has really worked his way into the game. I think his second half's been a lot better than his first half, which is encouraging for him. So he's got a couple of goals in this particular quarter, and he's certainly someone that would be keen to finish off the game really well. I think he's been an outstanding player, and certainly I think there might be something still left in those old legs of Walters.
Blood rule as well. Hamish on the boundary.
Yeah, so I think there must be soft-capped issues at West Coast because they haven't used enough tape on Gaffey's head. He's still leaking.
In the back in the middle, Jamison goes for the ruck tap. Connor West laying some big tackles. Redden did really well to get the hand pass away to Kelly. We'll get his red Zeds in a moment. He's been a star, no doubt about it, and so too is this young kid, Chapman. Hand pass is a good one to Darcy, to the second best Brayshaw here at Optus Stadium. Andy gathers it, gives it off to Sarong. Sarong's kick inside 50. That was really nice footy from Fremantle. They are looking the goods, and Taberner was on the end of it, took the mark, and this will be a tough kick for him. He's tied to the boundary, probably doesn't suit the left so much. Decides to kick short. Walters through his hands. Was he pushed? He claimed he was. Here's Connor West, who was taken high by the second best Brayshaw. And Connor West will take the free kick, 35 out from his defensive goal.
The West Perth products, Connor West, will hand pass off, and West Coast come inboard. He's Redden. Liam Ryan's got the boots off. Looks like he's done for the day. Comes off over here to Hoff. And half back here for West Coast on the outer side. Hoff called to go. Has Petreski Seaton inboard. Ignores that and goes with the big up and under kick. And it's been turned over. The mark's been taken here by Chapman. Having a very good game is Heath Chapman. This will be his 22nd disposal from half back from Heath Chapman. Goes short and finds Brayshaw. He'll be up at 28 on the Red Zeds. Of course, Fareem Hotwater, steady, hot and strong in Stallerine. As the Dockers go short and Jordan Clark's got it. Another man is racking up the Red Zeds with 23. This will be his 24th touch. As we've gone 21 minutes here in the final term. The margin's 11 points Freo's way. As Hayden Young, impressive again this afternoon. Goes to Logue. He goes short. Freo just moved the ball with ease from one side of the ground to the other, and now to half forward. He's Schultze, 50 out. Beautiful kick and finds Banfield.
He's played a good role at half forward, Banfield.
Yeah, definitely has. And you'd want to with the pink boots on as well. But he has. He has worked hard over the summer to get himself in a good spot to play across half forward. Fremantle just smart with the ball there. They worked it. They switched it to one side of the ground. Waited, shifted West Coast defence, and then switched it back around the other side of the ground and moved the ball fast inside 50. It was just a smart bit of play from Fremantle.
So the Eagles looks like some of their stars are done for the day as Banfield leans back and misses it to the left. I think Tim Kelly's got the boots off. Liam Ryan's got the boots off. Nick Nat's on the bench, and so is Willie Rioli. The margin is now 12 points. We've gone 22 in the fourth term.
Poor old Xavier O'Neill, he's still sitting there. He's not going to get any action at all.
He's been beaten by Joyce and by Nash.
To be honest, he may as well jump in his car, head down to Macca's and get the 40-piece chicken McNugget pack. That would be the way to go.
He's going to have to run laps first.
Well, no.
No, you have your nuggets, then you go run the
exactly right.
after that.
Get a bit of protein into you.
Leck, what would you say if they said after the game, off you go, 10 laps around the oval?
Oh, I'd question my AFL career at that point, I think.
Do you reckon Lecker would ever sit on the bench for a game? Seriously.
Just start running on.
So here's Rotham at half-back. So it's 12 points the margin. Fremantle look like they've done the job. Here's the Hoff who's taken another mark.
He's been all right.
Yeah. Been playing against Michael Walters. Good learning experience. 10-12 plays 9-6.
Oh, 10. What are you doing with poor bloke?
Give him a few laps.
Brayshaw's over. Mark. So I wonder if Hamish, we might just wait for Andy to kick it. He does. Kicks it deep inside attacking 50. It'll be fisted through. This would be a real challenge for Hamish. Like if he has any power over his brother, he'd be able to lean over the fence and get an interview with Andy as he goes off the ground.
Gee whiz, that'd be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be one right for the fans. If I can see him within earshot, I might ask a couple of questions. But,
Have a go, mate.
I'll give it a go, mate, as well.
Yes.
Look, might ask Xavier O'Neill for one too.
So Xavier O'Neill has played 0 minutes.
Zero.
Is that what,
Zero.
Yeah.
How is that possible? He's suited up and
Why wouldn't you give him a run?
Why would you not play him?
Yeah. No, I'm with you, Lecker.
You can't complain about availability and then sit someone on the bench for the whole game, can you?
Good point. 13 points the margin, Tommy, as the Eagles have it through Jones.
Jones, big up and under, just inside 50. Williams is there. JK's at the back. He's tried hard all day, but has been double teamed for a lot of it. As Connor West just come off hammer, and I think he's getting his left leg strapped or iced, so I have to keep an eye on that. To margin is 13 points, 24 gone in the fourth term on the Triple M scoreboard. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy is Darcy. Beautiful tap to Young, to Mundy, to Ryan. Just sizes things up. So much time, Luke Ryan. Goes short. Akers, who marks in front of Jamison.
We don't want any injuries, mate. Journos in Perth do not want any
Long weekend,
injuries.
though, Locke. You're not working tomorrow, of course.
I am working, mate.
You're the boss,
don't have-
mate.
we don't
Why
have
are you
long
working on a
weekends.
long weekend?
Well, the news has to be delivered each and every day, Tommy.
Scuba Steve down there.
Nah.
What's Ash Nelson doing?
Well, they'll be having days off.
Surely you're the boss, Locke.
Yeah, stuff the roster up there. 10-13-73 to 9-6-60. The Bulls up on the wing. No mark taken by Meek, but he gathers it himself to Brayshaw. Gives it over to Schultz, and then Schultz just slaps it on the boot further afield. Walters, he kicks inside 50. Ball fisted away from Tabata. Comes straight back into the hands of Walters. He'll have another go at it, and he'll make this one count. The beautiful kick to Tabata. So they've got some really good kicks, haven't they, the Fremantle Dockers? We've spoken a lot over the years about their poor disposal, but if you get the ball in the hands of Walters, Young off half-back, they're going all right.
They are, and I'll tell you what, if you're a Fremantle supporter, you'd be pretty comfortable with their half-back stocks over the next maybe 10 years of footy with the likes of Chapman and Young running around there like they have today. Really talented kids, and Walters, we know what he's going to give. He's been a star of the competition for a long time.
So Tabata will kick from 35 out. Jamison stands on the mark. He hasn't had a lot to do this afternoon. The big tabs. Nails one straight through the middle. Another goal. Dockers are doing it easy this afternoon. It was pretty tight until three-quarter time, but they've looked the goods. Freo, and they're 11-13-79. They lead the Eagles 9-6-60. For Seabus, here's Triple Embley.
Well, the game just opened up in the last quarter, and Fremantle have been able to run and carry and certainly use the footy really well, as you mentioned, and had options inside forward 50. They certainly a side that would be looking to play finals this year. They played some good footy last year, certainly started the season well, dropped off, but I think there seems to be a lot of optimism around the Fremantle Dockers in 2022, and I think their best is certainly going to be capable of being able to compete against the best teams in the competition. So they've certainly been the better team so far, and West Coast looks like with a few of those players that have come off, the game has certainly opened up.
As Freo went out of the centre, it's Sarong and up and under. Walters is there. Over the back is Rotham. Rotham gets the punch away. Here's Naish, our man. Patrick Naish just sizes things up and goes inboard. And gee, Redder made him look good then. Big diving slips catch. Here's Rotham. He's tackled by Walters. Gaff goes in hard. Tackled by Sarong. Naish again. Another touch. Just trying to get himself a contract. Hand pass off the Hoff. Bit of speed. He just gives a little short handball to Jones, to Naish again. He's everywhere, Patrick Naish. Over the top to Langdon. Gathered by Sarong on the turnover. He goes long down the line. The mark's taken here by Tabernar. Tabernar's got Darcy inside 50, but comes inboard, and the mark's been taken by Petrescu-Seaton on the boundary. Hamish Brayshaw.
Yeah, we've got Connor West with ice on the top of his left ankle, and it looks like Willie's got some ice on his right leg. Might be upper shin or lower knee, but yeah, they're certainly not coming back on. I think Xavier O'Neill's there giving him a little pep talk.
Yeah, absolutely. And just that'd be precaution, Haim. You didn't see anything that they came off limping or anything like that?
That's they're looking in reasonable spirits for a team losing by 19, but yeah, nothing too bad. Just
Naishi has kicked the goal. That's a pretty handy one with about 5 or a minute to go in the game, and you got a contract on the line in 3 days' time.
He might be asking to see if there's any ink in that pen if he's ready to sign, old Nashi.
Could be a $150,000 goal right there.
Jeez, he was up and about too. A little celebration there. West Coast have moved the footy quickly to centre half forward, and Nash just gone, yes, thank you very much. A few of the boys got around him too, so well done. He's certainly been really impressive since he's come on
He got the
in the second half.
JK as well.
JK loves the hug.
That's
Yeah.
good. He's a hugger.
He's a hugger.
He's smart too, Nashi, because he's moved in with the captain.
Yes.
Okay, so he's going, all right, well, if I want to get a contract, I move in with the Skip. Okay, Skip, what can we do? Can we go in have a
look
chat
after
with
your
Trevor
kids.
Nisbet? That's exactly right.
Look after your kids.
Perfect.
Maybe
Huey
they-
goes on there to babysit. Great, Nashi, you can help out during the week.
The only guy
Joe
not,
O'Neill might need to see if there's a spare bedroom.
not happy is going to be Tom Joyce.
Exactly right.
Take the spot.
There's the final siren. Fremantle win at 11-13-79. The Eagles 10-6-66. Pretty much footy, to be honest. I like the looks of the Fremantle Dockers. Probably could have won by more. But West Coast were up to the challenge. Let's discuss this game and see who plays round one. That's the big question for some of these teams. As the song goes, we play the song?
Yeah.
It's a bloody pre-season, Leafy. You don't play the song.
Hey,
It's
a
like
win's
one
a
team-
win.
A team ran out for a banner the other night. For the pre-season. All right, play the song. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough of the song. Jeepers.
That reminds me of when we played them in an exhibition game in London, and they sung the song after the game. Out in the field. We were filthy.
Was that the same game that Embers wanted to beat the crap
He was
out of
trying
Ryan
to beat
Crowley?
Crowley. He was trying to beat. He was kicking the footy up after the game at the London supporters, and then he was ironing him out.
As if,
Might have a few years, I think.
You're kidding yourself.
We'll try and catch up with one or two of the players. And Hamish, just looking down there, and he's just hovering over the race. So there is a bit of a chance that he might just get something. It might be Nick off home, but we'll get a grab from Andy Brayshaw at some stage, hopefully. We're going to hear in a moment from Jordan Clark, who off-season recruit. Plenty of hopes for Jordan Clark. Let's have a listen
Thank
in
you
now.
for your time. How'd you pull up? You've had a good pre-season, found lots of the ball again tonight. How have you found fitting into the Dockers?
No, it's been awesome. I really loved being around the club this pre-season. Obviously, a young group, and it's been good to learn a lot. Jail's been really good with us boys, and so has Boydie back in the back line for me personally. So, like you said, it's been a good pre-season and looking to keep building.
Now, it's not always about winning and losing in pre-season, but 2 from 2. Were you happy with the way that today played out?
Obviously, you don't want to read too much into this stuff, and we won't. And obviously, we knew off the back of last week, West Coast were going to be a very good side this week, as they always are most years. So, look, we won't read too much into it. At half time, we weren't too happy with how we were going. There's a few things we needed to tidy up, and there's probably a few things that we'll speak about after the game as well.
Getting a bit of feedback from the players, they've really embraced you getting to the club?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Obviously, like my age bracket around the club, there's a fair few of us, and it's a big group down there that are really young and really exciting club to be around.
Thanks for your time. Very impressive pre-season. Well done today, and all the best for a couple of weeks' time.
Thanks, Pav. See you later.
There we go. He was a handy player today, Jordan Clark, and they'll love his run off half-back. The Dockers making their way off the ground as we look. So 11-13-79 Fremantle score. The Eagles 10-6-66. Fife, you play round one without any match fitness?
I think, you bring him in if he's ready. As long as he's got confidence in that shoulder, play him inside forward 50. I think he's just too important to that side, and certainly if he comes in, he's going to make the Fremantle side much better. But just listening to Jordan Clark talk just about the youth, it's exciting, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
When you have a look at some of the kids coming through at the moment. Let's go downstairs now.
Last week anyway.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely.
Tim Kelly.
I thought our pressure around the ball was a lot better. We had to grow in that space of the game, and I thought the boys cracked in, and the more it looked like a contest, I thought the better we looked. But yeah, it was a pretty solid game.
A number of players out, obviously. We've talked a lot about that. But who's impressed you? It looked like Hoff and Nation, a few of those young players really started to find their feet the more the game went.
Yeah, I reckon, definitely those guys. But yeah, some guys like, Pat Nash just rocked up, and I thought his last half was pretty special, and we got Joycey in there as well. He's fairly new to the club, and learning our game plan and things like that. And I thought he was solid, and young Hoff as well. So there's opportunity there. Unfortunately, that's the bonus of having so many guys out. So it's going to be interesting.
Round one, Gold Coast here. There'll be a crowd. We don't know exactly what that number looks like. Probably about 30,000. Not a great way to start in terms of a full stadium, but it's always nice to play here in front of the Eagles fans.
Yeah, definitely. Spewing there's no fans here today. The atmosphere would have been pretty good. But look, it is what it is. We'll see what we get. Whether that's 30,000, 20, I'm not too sure. But pretty excited about round one around the corner. And
am I asking that same question again?
So
there we go. There goes Tim Kelly. Let's go down to the ground. This is a coup. Hamish,
we've got to be really quick.
Take it away, Hamish.
Andrew's got to quickly go downstairs. Just saying, Andrew, given that my win game percentage is 1 from 1, 100%, how much better on a scale of 1 to 10 would you say I am than you?
Well, mate, the stats don't lie. 1 from 1. I'm probably sitting about 50-50, so I guess you're a 10 and I'm maybe a 5.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's straight from the horse's mouth. So thank you very much, mate. Well played today, and go down and enjoy it.
Thanks, Ham.
Yeah, well done. There you go. Do it for the fans.
There you go. Hey. Very nice. Well done, Ham. Hey, great. Well, just get your thoughts just on how the game panned out. What do you think of West Coast, your old club? Where are they at the moment? Have you got concerns, or did today show some promise that they might be able to be competitive throughout this year?
Oh, I thought the contest was a lot better today than it was last week, but I think it probably comes down to their better players playing well. I mean, Tim Kelly dominated through the middle today, so without him, they probably don't really hang in there. So I think it'll come down to the big names playing well and hopefully find a diamond in the rough like your Paddy Nashers if they can bob up and do a few things. It'll be a long year, a tough year, but hopefully they're not too far off the mark.
Mate, you've done a good job. Well done. In fact, you've done a sensational job.
Very
not
impressive.
Good.
Thank you kindly.
Very good.
First up.
Yeah. Well done, mate. We'll get you back throughout the season. I'll just talk to the bosses, and they do what I say. So
beautiful.
All right, a couple of yeses and nos before we say goodbye. Luke Shuey play round one, Lecker?
No.
Hugh Dixon play round one?
Yes.
Naish get a contract?
Yeah, yes. Mate, he's kicked a goal with 5 seconds left, so he's done himself no harm.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
it's going to be an
West
interesting
Coast
couple
to
of
actually
days.
target him and say, this is the particular guy that we want to come over.
What club was he at last week?
So what he's done over the summer is he was at Richmond, delisted, trained at Port Adelaide and trained at St Kilda, missed on spots there, was going to Norwood, I think, in the Sandful to play in the Sandful, but then got the phone call to say, come over to West Coast.
Done everything he possibly could to get a contract this week, so he was very good his second half, did everything right and finished with that goal too.
And not that you want to lose Dom Sheed because he's a bloody champion of a player, and Chester was going to be their first round pick, and they would have liked to have put games into him. But quite amazing because they wouldn't have even gone him had those two blokes not got injured the week before.
Opportunities, isn't it? And he certainly got one on the back of, you're right, Elliot Yeo going down, Dom Sheed going down, Chester going down. So it's, and he's, as I said, done everything right to give himself a chance of getting on the West Coast list.
Gold Coast in round one.
Yeah, well, you look at West Coast's first 4 weeks, right? They've got Gold Coast, North Melbourne, Fremantle, Collingwood. Now, they're underdone, right? But there's 2-3 wins potentially in their first 4 games, knowing that you've got players coming back. So if you have a look at your start of the season, they've got some really winnable games.
Funny how quickly it turns. So
absolutely.
Before the game, we're all thinking 90-point, 100-point blowout. Eagles' season is done. Write them off. They come in today, put a good performance up against a team with much better strength, better players playing injury-wise. Now we're like, they could be 3 from 4 to start the season. It's back on.
It is funny, but one thing West Coast are going to have to do is really just simplify everything. And we've seen that with a few of the minor tweaks that they did tonight, where they played a lot more man-on-man, keep it simple for the young guys, and you can surprise yourself when you do that. And it is actually hard to play against if a side gets it right. So I would say that'll be their tactic going into the first 4 rounds, is let's just keep the game as tight as possible.
On the other end, Freo were good again, especially from half-back with Chapman and Young and Ryan and those guys. But the problem they're going to have, like they had last season, is how do they kick their goals? Because, Tabernard's kind of a one-man up there. Josh Tracy didn't play. Lob got injured. How do you see the forward line working? Will they keep going small? I think they had 1 tall and 5 smalls today, and Frederick kicked 1-4, but...
Their smalls were really impressive today, I thought. They all worked really hard, but can you fit them all in the one side? That's going to be the question. So Banfield worked really hard across half forward. Collier's work rate was really good. Frederick, you have to absolutely play him round 1. He's had 10 scoring shots in 2 weeks and certainly looked really dangerous. Didn't have his kicking boots on today. So Schultz is going to be an important player for the Fremantle Dockers. I think it's that second key forward. That's the question for Fremantle. Tabernard's your key forward. Lob, he hasn't probably grabbed that opportunity just yet.
Lob, Tracy, and the youngster who played yesterday, and Jai Amos.
He looks a good player.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's quite there yet, but he's going to be a good player in the future. I quite like the small mix. I think I'm not sure if Freo have got a key forward up there that can kick you 50 or 60. I think if they can give a contest and be around that 40 goals, I like the small forward mix they've got up there at the moment.
Yep, good on you, Lecker. Hey, results today for Choice Hotels. The Giants looked the goods over Collingwood. 41 points was the final margin. Of course, Sydney travelling nicely. They defeated North Melbourne by 31, and right here at Optus Stadium it was the Dockers 11-13-79. They defeated the Eagles 10-6-66. Freo play Adelaide in the first round of the AFL season, which kicks off only in 10 days' time. Quite amazing. And the Eagles take on the Suns. Give us a few stats before we say goodbye.
A couple of red Zeds. Andy Brayshaw had 30 with 8 contested, kicked a goal. Sarong had 25, 24 for Clark. Ryan, Chapman and Brodie both had 23. Tim Kelly was arguably the best player on the ground. He had 32, kicked a goal with a couple of behinds. Witherden had 27. Redden had 21, the same for Gaff. Joyce had 18. And down the bottom, our man who came on, whereas Patrick Naish, just for a half of football, had 14 to go with 5 contested and kicked a goal as well. And right down the bottom, Xavier O'Neill didn't touch it and didn't get on the ground, and Callum Jennison didn't touch it either.
Yeah, only got on, the last 10 minutes or so when Nick Nat came off. Hey, tomorrow the Suns take on the Cats over there in the East. I'm sure we'll be calling all the action, or if you want to hear that game, it'll be on the Listener app.
Embers, how do you spell that?
That's Listnr, Lockie.
The only word you
ever
get right.
Did they actually get you to spell it out and they stuffed it up?
They did. They go, you know what, we're going with this one.
A big meeting on the whiteboard.
No way in this.
Well done, Tommy. Great calling today. Well done, Lecker, and also Embers and Haim. Exclusive one-on-one.
Embers is off for a gay time.
A golden gay time. Very good ice cream there. Well done,
very
Tommy.
nice. It was the Dockers winners this afternoon in front of no crowd, but hopefully we get some action and some crowd in round 1 when the Eagles take on the Suns. Hope you enjoyed it. From McDonald's and Ream, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to beat the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack.
Triple M rocks footy.
Someone's got to win the cash. Why not you?
Harley and Werribee, you're on the short standby list now to win $50,000.
Aaron from Lara. It's gotten you a little bit closer to getting a buzz.
Wicked, thank you very much. Neil from Leopold, you are now on the standby list. Beautiful, lovely work, Dave.
Listen to Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show live weekday mornings and lock it on Triple M all day at work, at home or in the car. You could score Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show $50,000 payday.
Get ready. Under the Southern Stars is rolling in with a huge night of rock. Cheap Trick. Stone Temple Pilots. Bush. A new edition, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club and more. Saturday, March 12, Hastings, Foreshore, Mornington, and Wednesday, March 16, Margaret Court Arena. On sale now at underthesouthernsstars.com.au. All previous tickets 100% valid.
Tools, tools, tools! Sydney Tools! Sydney Tools Back to Work sale is on now! Estwing 20-ounce claw hammer now $79. Save 11%! Milwaukee 18-volt fuel 10-piece combo kit just $29.9. Crazy deals on combo kits, hand tools, air compressors, laser levels, welders, and much more. Makita 18-volt 3-piece combo kit now $9.99 and score a free blower. Sydney Tools, best prices guaranteed. Limited time only. Shop in-store online. sydneytools.com.au.
The idea of moving and getting the house presentable was a nightmare. Having O'Brien was like having a personalised project manager. Our home was transformed, perfectly marketed and sold.
Real life, real stories, real estate agents. O'BrienRealEstate.com.au.
Before the AFL season kicks off, the game has already begun. Stan takes you inside the deals and dramas of the AFL in the Stan original documentary series, Show Me the Money.
I actually thought those meetings were private and confidential.
As the players' agents go head to head, building premiership teams.
This is the most unbelievable trade period I've ever seen in my life.
The brand new Stan original documentary series, Show Me the Money, premieres Thursday, only on Stan.
Hi, I'm Amy Dale from the Law Society, and my new podcast, Lawfully Explained, does just that. Explains the law in easy-to-understand language. Search Lawfully Explained where you get your podcasts and download the Listener app now to listen for free.
Listener.
Oscar, Penny, Hercules, Horatio.
If dogs are a part of your family, you'll want to keep your family protected.
Jasmine, Jenny, Harley.
Simparica Trio gives dogs fast and effective protection from fleas and ticks, deadly heartworm and intestinal worms. A simple monthly chew that keeps your dog safe from deadly parasites inside and out.
Who wants to go for a walk?
So if you're a dog person, you'll want Simparica Trio. Protection from fleas, ticks, intestinal worms and heartworm.
Doug thinks tonight is Wine Club Wednesday, but it's actually debit day for his rent. Right about now. If only Doug used BPay to choose his preferred account for his bills, he'd be buying not just crackers. Switch to BPay and make bills work for you. We're in your corner. BPay. See the PDS for further information.